Let's just keep it a buck. All right.
And we're back with another episode of Keep It a Buck podcast, episode 95. It's your boy Coop. You can follow me at Coop_1988 on most platforms.
It's your boy Keeks. You can follow me at GSFK860. That's the game speed page. That's free training for the kids in the community. So make sure you follow.
My bad.
Appreciate everybody that likes, shares, and subscribes. Please continue to do so. Coop is over here interrupting my start, but it's okay.
I didn't even do post-production.
No, we good. We appreciate everybody that tunes in. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. We are here with a very, very special guest today. We have Mr. Mike Morgan. He is the coach for the Ledger girls basketball team right now, but he also has a very good resume. He went all-state as a junior in football. He won 2 state championships in basketball, one in which was an undefeated season. He got a Division I scholarship to Bryant. He was a 4-year starter at Bryant. He was a 2-year captain at Bryant. And he also ran track, too. So he played Division I football here and Division I track.
I still got the record for the high jump.
And he has the record for the high jump, which is 9.4, right?
6'4".
6'4". My fault.
Yeah,
9.4 sounds crazy.
6'4".
He ain't stayed the high school.
Oh, you already know New London High School. You already know.
I don't know.
He's an alum. He's an alum. Another thing about New London High School, yes, he has state championships in basketball, but he also has state championships in basketball as a coach in New London as well. So after Bryant, he also has a master's degree as well. Let's not braze over that. He got a business master's degree from Bryant after he graduated, and then he came in, immediately started working in the school system. He coached me and all my group of friends, and he was a great mentor for us, and he was a blessing for us. One of my biggest memories that just like showed that you cared and how much we should carry ourselves was after we lost that Fitch game my senior year. You lost your shit on us
hot.
in practice the next day
hot.
because dudes came out there and was sitting there playing around and stuff, dog, and you're like, yo, y'all acting like y'all didn't just lose to Fitch yesterday when we've had an undefeated season all year.
It was hot that
So
day.
it was it was a blessing having you as a coach, man. Like you helped me be a all-state receiver, and honestly, I could have been an all-state receiver or corner because I had coaches like you and JJ Justice the year before. He coached multiple all-staters on that team, and then after he coached his goddaughter, Jay Lucas. He also coached India Pagan and that great group of girls. They had Rosalie's, and then my fault. But they had a great group of girls.
Charles Harris.
Lexus, yes.
That was Lexus senior year.
That was Lexus. Oh my gosh.
That was Cap right there.
Yo,
Yeah,
Lex was.
yeah.
Yep. So yes,
That was Big Cap.
Lex was a senior. Honestly, that's a funny thing. Bryce is calling me right now. That's funny. But Bryce is calling me right now. Lexus was a senior that year. That's my fault for forgetting. I'm just running through his accolades and just forgetting on my end. But yes, Lexus was a senior. Jada was a freshman. India was a freshman. But she was the senior that team needed, though. And she was fierce on both ends. She was vocal. She was strong. And she was just everything that team needed in a leader and a senior. And the freshmen and the in-between juniors and sophomores came out and played their ASSs off. It was a great team to watch, and it was great to watch you and watch the coach, forgot her name, but from Waterford.
Ann.
Yep, Carrie Ann.
Dugan.
Watch you guys do that because you guys coach those girls hard.
Yeah.
You guys really did. You guys did not give those girls no slack. I know, like, y'all was tough on Jada. Y'all was tough on all those girls. I know Lexus was a leader on the course, so you didn't have to really be too tough on Lex. But, yeah, I know you guys were really tough on them. So I'm happy that you guys did that and were able to accomplish because that's how Jada is now.
Yeah.
As a coach, Jada is tough on those girls because they need it.
Yeah.
They need
yeah,
it.
Straight up.
Honestly, but so he won a state championship as a coach, and also he is, like I said, he's coaching for Ledger right now. He just got Coach of the Year, so definitely congratulations to you on getting Coach of the Year.
Appreciate that.
It was a great
In the
year
ECC
to
in
watch you.
Connecticut, yeah.
Yeah, it was a great year to
Yes.
watch you because
Yeah.
going to your games, your team was polished. Your team was poised, and your team liked each other.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
matter what ended up happening in the playoffs or whatever, you can tell your team went to bat for you. You can tell that you go to bat for your team, and you can tell that they liked each other. You guys had the crowd that was supporting you and loved you guys. You didn't hear any hate speech from the crowd going out to any players. So you guys were one, and it looked like it. So win or lose, you guys had a great year. I promise you. And you guys won. Obviously, you guys won a lot more than you lost. But you know our expectations. We always want to win championships. So I already know how you feel about that. So that's all. That's all. The only reason why I'm saying that. But again, you have accolades that I could go on for days about. But I just want to say I appreciate you for being a man in our community and being somebody that I've always looked up to, and then ended up being able to get coached by you, and you being able to help me out, and just me trying to give my all, because I know that, Doug, you didn't have to be there.
Yeah.
You didn't. But you was working in the school system, and you were coaching us, and you coached us hard, and you coached us up, and you coached us lovingly too, though.
Yeah.
You gave us a lot of passion. You gave us a lot of gems. I can go on for days, bro. But yeah,
I appreciate it,
Mr.
bro.
Mike, Coach Mike Morgan,
Mike
man.
Morgan's
Coach of the
on
year.
the set, baby.
Appreciate
Coach of the
that,
year,
man.
Mike Morgan.
Coach of the year, man.
Feels good to be here. It's been a little while.
Yeah,
appreciate
man.
it. Definitely.
Feel like I was
appreciate
supposed to be like in the first 5 episodes.
Yo, you
Now I'm at 95. I'm okay with that.
You was waiting on that
I'm glad
Coach
we
of the
still
year.
here for you, though. I'm glad we still let's keep going to get you on, man.
No,
I would like to
definitely.
get to the beginning, because
up?
it's a big discussion that we have here in regards to multi-sport athletes.
And you are one.
And yes, it does sound by your resume that you are one of those.
Yes, sir.
Didn't you have Didn't you have the 100-meter record in
I
London
did
High
have-
School
I-
before, and then Jig broke it?
Yeah, I had the conference record for 7 years.
He had so this is
Yeah.
all state,
I had it for
all
7
state
years.
as a junior in high school, and then had the
100-meter dash
100-meter
conference
dash
record.
record in the conference.
What got you into all these sports?
I mean, growing up, it was just like natural for the most part, man. It didn't even start with sports. It started with manhunt. You know what I'm saying? It started with tag.
Yeah.
It started with, we wasn't playing just regular manhunt, bro. We played manhunt for like the whole New London was manhunt. It wasn't like, we just had a perimeter. Like, nah. My man, we might have to chase my man from Connecticut Ave all the way to Crystal Ave. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was just always being outside, always staying active. Like, that's where it was before it even became sports. You know what I'm saying? And then it just was like, we got all these abilities. Then then our family started getting us into sports, and our brothers and things of that nature. And then it just became like, I'm doing what my friends are doing. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, before we started to take it serious, it started, what did I start with? Basketball, yep. Basketball, like the don't foul out and all that type of stuff. Don't foul outs. Looking up to my older cousin who played basketball. Both of my older cousins played ball. So it was just a family thing. So you see, someone that you look up to doing well and people talking well about them, it just, it gives you that fire almost inside to kind of want to do that. I didn't play, football was the last sport I played. I want to say I was like in 5th grade when I first started playing football. When all my other friends started like in 3rd grade.
What grade did you start in basketball?
What was it? I was 9, so was
that's
that
like
3rd grade?
Yeah, 3rd, 4th grade.
3rd grade, 3rd, 4th grade, something like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, I remember football though. I remember being nervous to sign up, cause I had friends that was playing at like 7, 8 years old, and I'm like,
So like
you know what I mean? Before you get your first hit, you don't really know what to expect. You know what I'm saying?
You
Yes,
ain't
sir.
lying.
Like, I knew I was athletic. I knew I'd be fine. I knew I could catch. I knew I could do certain things, but I ain't know I could really tackle. I knew I could tussle a little bit, but I ain't know I could, throw on the helmet and throw on the shoulder pads and hit somebody. You know what I'm
take the
saying?
hit.
Or take the hit.
Yo,
you
that's
know what I
the
mean?
that's the tough part.
So it's just a different aspect for the most part. But, even going back to the mission days, after school at the mission, like that's where a lot of us were born and bred at. Like, to be honest with you, we did a lot of stuff at the mission, whether it was flag football. I remember flag football before I even played real football.
Say dodgeball at the mission too.
Dodgeball, like, you know what I mean? I remember playing basketball because that's when they had the court outside, and we had a dude named Mike Souza. Mike used to do like king of the court, and if you lost, you had to do push-ups. And now, mind you, I'm young at this time, and I just remember, like, there was this one kid, he was busting my ass, whatnot. And every time I lost, I went over there and I damn near started crying doing push-ups. Damn near started crying. So it's crazy because, like, I'll never forget that about myself, like, when I was most vulnerable. So, like, me as a coach, I always try to bring where I was at certain times in my life to kind of be in a position to coach the correct way, because you don't necessarily know what your players are going through mentally. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's, they have thoughts of inferiority. You know what I'm saying? Which is big amongst kids. You know what I mean? Just being, feeling like someone is better than you, and and mentally you're thinking you'll never be better than them or never be able to equal to where they are. So it's it's just having that mindset of like, all right, how am I going to kind of get into to coach this person, to know that they have the ability and know what my expectation for them is, and for them to rise to that expectation. But that's a whole nother story. But yeah, as far as sports, bro, once I started at like 8 years old, bro, after that, it just, I was always doing something at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. So would you consider basketball your first love, or?
Yes, hands down.
Hands down?
Hands down. Hands down, basketball is my first love.
Even though you got that college,
even though I went,
with it?
listen,
Yeah.
I ain't know football was going to be something I did until after my sophomore year. I realized I was 5'6". I was probably about 5'5" and 5'5" at the time, and I realized that I wasn't going to have that many opportunities in basketball, and I knew I could have way more in football, because I knew that I was athletic enough to guard 6'2", 6'3" receivers, or I thought I was good enough to run the ball in between the tackles, you know what I'm saying, regardless of how big the tackles were. So
now, was that a hard change for you? Because you saying that the sophomore year, right? You made that change. So we thinking, what, 15, 16? To have that mindset at that age.
It's not a hard change. Not for him.
It's not. I'm talking about like, your love is basketball.
I know,
but you know where you can where you can get to with the football thing. So you have to change gears.
I know. I'm
saying
saying it though because that was me.
Okay.
I'm saying it because it was me. That's why I'm answering it for him, like low key, because that was me too. So I definitely completely agree. You know, my dad was basketball. My dad played college basketball, bro. So I've always been raised in a basketball house. So me playing football was just the opportunity that was there.
Yeah.
I had Chris and Torrin and all these guys that was playing year round and stuff. So opportunity was there.
Okay.
But yeah, please.
That's pretty much what it was. What was the question again? I'm sorry, bro.
Oh, no. The question was what went into the mindset, like, because with me it's like I love football, but if I had to change gears and saying, I would never make it, and had to change gears to another sport, like that's.
So you want to know what's crazy? Like, as much as like my attention just went more towards football. It wasn't like I stopped playing basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I still was at Toby May. I was still playing summer basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't play AAU no more after my sophomore year. I just couldn't do it no more because it was, bro, we in the weight room. Like, this is what I'm locked into now. So we got summer lifts. I'm not missing summer lifts. On top of that, I'm working. On
lift,
top
guys.
Of that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you gotta lift.
You
You have to lift, bro. Like that was the religion, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Even a lot of kids don't even do this now, but after practice, bro, we didn't leave the field until we ran hills. Like the majority of the team left. All the guys that wanted to go to the next level, they went over to the hill. We went to go run 10 hills. We went to go catch 25 passes before we went inside. Like, it wasn't just like practice over, everybody go in. Like, nah. Because I had Louis Allen in front of me, right? Louis went to play. He went to UConn to play running back. I had Miles. I had some other local studs, James Singleton, Jawan Johnson. Who else? What's my man's name? Keon Riley. We had like Andre Singleton. Like, we had some real local dogs around. You know what I mean? So it was like when I came into high school, it wasn't necessarily like, oh, I'm gonna do my own thing. It's like, nah, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna see what these dudes who I've been looking up to since I was young, see what they're doing. Now, granted, mentally as a freshman, you don't really think like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, at that time, like, oh, I'm trying to go to the next level. It was later on in life, from like my sophomore, junior year, where I'm like, all right, now I'm starting to get an understanding of kind of, where I want to go with this thing. But for the most part, it was like, that was the religion, man. You gotta crawl before you walk, right? You know what I mean? You have to be led before you can lead. And that's just kind of like my mindset behind it. And it was dope because all the dudes that I was with, for the most part, we all hung out after practice. You know what I'm saying? Like,
stuff,
yeah, we like on Saturdays when we go to parties, we all together. Like, you know what I mean? So it's
because I'm like I said, I got here at the tail end of everything. Now, back in the day, I don't know if y'all had this. I always wanted to ask this question. were y'all able to switch schools like what they do nowadays, or was that?
New London wasn't a school of choice.
Huh?
I said New London wasn't a school of choice back then.
Wasn't.
So New London specifically, no.
Okay.
So we
But-
did have school of choice because that's where Cassius had school of choice. Cassius went to like if you was switching, you was going out to like Deep River or something. You getting on a
Westbrook
bus,
and
yeah.
shit.
You going somewhere 30 minutes away.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like when I like after my
Crazy. I just-
sophomore
in Virginia,
year,
you just couldn't do that at all.
yeah.
Yeah.
My sophomore year, like I told you, my boy Lou, he ended up transferring to East Lyme, but that's because he already lived in Salem. His father happened to be the principal at New London. You know what I'm saying? So he was able to transfer without having, and any work having to be done as far as paperwork, whatnot. But for the most part, we all stayed home, bro. Where you was born is where you played.
That's why.
Where
That's
you
why.
was born is where you played. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day,
understood.
if you was ninth man, bro, you got to work to get up. You got to work. You got to work. You got to do a little
I
bit
love to
more.
hear that. There you go. I love to hear
You know
that.
what I mean? We didn't like, bro. I remember they was telling me too, and I always talk about this. But when they transferred to East Line, because he transferred, and then Miles transferred, right? Who Miles was in front of me as far as when it came to corner. We would probably been the starting corners that year, or I don't know what would have happened if Miles stayed. To be perfectly honest with you, but they was telling me like, yo, you should come on over, come transfer to East Line or whatever the case, and I'm like. To be his backup again? Like, bro, I'd rather go 0-10.
I got a spot.
I'd rather go 0-10. I'm toting the rock this year. You crazy?
He said, I got a spot.
You crazy? I know I'm getting the lion's share of those carries this year. And we got a brand new coach. Oh yeah, I'm working. I'm like, nah.
That's dope.
And what did we win? We went like 2-8 that year. But I was all state. We had a good old time. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't one of those years where it was like, you know how. And I don't like to, talk about too much about what's going on in New London now that especially if I'm not coaching there, but, they didn't have a great season this year. And it was almost seemed like everybody from the outside was speaking down on the kids in the program. And even the kids in the program were speaking down about like what they have going on, which is like, I think that's crazy, bro. You can build this right now. Like you guys are at the bottom. You can build it.
It's the Mecca.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like, you know what I mean? This is your time. And that's how I looked at it. When I went to high school, that's what me and my man told each other. It was like, yo, we're going to change this around. Like, regardless of what happens, like, we're going to change this around. Now, granted, I mean, we had a good season in high school football, you know what I mean? But by the time we got out of there, Jack comes in. Now, if Jack's here when I'm a junior,
Oh, shit.
my trajectory is probably a little bit different. Probably just a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Because, bro, we go from being a 6-4 team to them going 9-1 that year, the next year,
And then they was on a run after that.
and they being teams 99-0, all types of crazy stuff.
Cockaroo. I heard
You know
about
what
it.
I mean? Yeah.
So when did you receive your college scholarship?
So this was my senior year. I remember. I just came home from Dartmouth. So I did a camp at Dartmouth, an overnight camp, which, you know what I mean, coming from a household that I came from, $400 or $500 to spend in the weekend, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was a lot. So I came home and I just happened to get like some type of email or some type of notification that Bryant was having a one-day camp. And I contacted the coach and said, see if I could come up just for the day. I paid probably like $80 or something like that and drove up. And it was probably one of the best things I did, bro, because I went in there and I just absolutely killed. Absolutely killed. Was running around people, running through people, jumping over people. Like I was just able to kind of, put, my athletic ability kind of on, on notice that day. And it was dope because Bryant was there. Now, Dartmouth wanted me really bad, but I didn't have the SAT scores to get into Dartmouth because I killed over at Dartmouth as well. And then they had the Colgate coach at Bryant who also recruited me after that, but Colgate's pretty much on the same level as the Ivy Leagues. So I didn't have the SATs to get in Colgate either. So it actually worked out perfectly because the head coach at Bryant after that day was like, he told me straight up, he's like, you're coming here. he was like, I want you to know right now you have a scholarship to come here. And
That's fire.
And the way he told it to me was the craziest part because I was also getting recruited by Central. And he flat out told me, he was like, I forgot what he said, something along the lines like, if they offer you a scholarship and they are telling you that you'll be a starter, I will let you go. Now, mind you, at this point, I ain't signed nothing.
He's
Yeah.
telling
So the
you
fact
that you're
that
gonna
you
be a
just telling
starter
me-
walking in.
The fact that you telling me you're going to let me go is like kind of crazy at that point. But that's why I respect my head coach, bro. He kept it real. He kept it real.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. That's a funny story. That's not a funny story, but that's a crazy story, dog. Next, what? Oh, how was it coaching Jada?
Coaching Jada was dope.
And then not to say this isn't just to focus on her because that team was great, but this is his goddaughter. It's like this is someone that he's watched grow up and like been at her pop's house and all this shit, bro.
Can we
so,
back up just a smidget a
my
little
fault.
bit?
Yep.
I want to go through the transactions. How did you get into coaching girls basketball? How did this start up?
That was gonna be one of my next
You wanna know
questions.
the-
Why'd you come
I
back
love
and
telling
coach?
this story. It's honestly because of Alexis and partially because of Jada. Jada was in 8th grade at this time. I was working at the high school, and I happened to be at a game. I was probably working like security. It was New London versus NFA, right? NFA was top dogs at that time, and I never really seen the girls play ball. So I happened to just be watching the game, and I seen Lexus go absolutely sick this game, right? She's getting triple teamed, like from jump, like NFA scores 3 girls on Lexus, right? She has to fight just to get the ball inbounds, and then she has to get the ball up court, right? So I remember seeing how crazy Lexus was going that day, and Lexus probably had like 25, right? They probably only scored 28 points, but she had like 25. You know what I mean? Just dog, she was, after the game, she was like beat and battered. How much energy she had to exert. And then I looked around in the stands, bro. Not one camera was on them. Not one. No cameras watching this game. Like I'm thinking, bro, if any other coach was to see this, this would be a full scholarship performance right here. Like I'm like, this is unreal. Just like the talent,
tough.
the ability, the speed. Like she wasn't afraid, bro. She played like she was a football player out there. Like it was very, very impressive, right? And then I was just thinking, I'm like, damn, like with Jada coming up, and then when I knew India was coming up, I'm like, yo, this team with her is going to be legit. And I was like, I'm going to make sure that at this time I didn't know I was going to coach, right? But I was like, I'm going to make sure that she always has a camera at her games because I knew Jada was going to be special, right? In 8th grade, I knew she was going to be special. So it ended up coming in like I was working with him that summer, and I think maybe the summer or 2 after you started working with them, right? So I started working with them that summer, started working with the team, and then it came to the season where I still wasn't on staff, and she was just like, I mean, I was just working security, but timeouts come, I'm in the timeout. Like, boom, this we need to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, da-da-da-da. Like, boom, you need to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, granted, obviously, Coach Dugan's running her huddle, but you know what I'm saying? I'm an assistant, in my opinion, so I'm helping. I'm at practices. I'm doing all types of stuff. And then it came to an away game, and she was just like, she asked me, she was like, I want you to be on the staff. Like, you know what I mean? I'll be a volunteer, but she's like, I want you to be on the staff. So, all right. Like, I plan on doing that. As far as you could have, hey, I'm on staff anyway. So now it's like, all right, y'all keep that little check. I'm going to go sit on the bench for free. But honestly, that's kind of how that happened, to be honest with you. That was my motivation behind it. And then I started the AAU program that following summer. And then I just kept it flowing that way.
AAU program was dope too.
AAU.
Those girls ended up being some good basketball
Got some good
players.
ballers.
Definitely ended up being some good basketball players. And you can tell when they're like breaded right. Like again, if all that talent is in New London at once, that looks crazy. But you had it spread out after your AAU program, but that they had some talented girls.
So that
They
was her
definitely did.
junior year, Alexis, right? That's what you're saying?
Yes.
When she went off,
Because
yeah.
I was able to coach her senior year.
Okay, all right. And entering Jada Lucas, that New London guard.
Yep.
How was it like coaching her? Look back to his question.
Coaching Jada, like I said, it was dope because I knew her so well, and she was moldable. She was very, very moldable, and she played. So I don't care what nobody says, right? As a coach, you can see a prototypical player that you would love to coach, right? Like mine's is a shifty guard, right? That can shoot, that can get the ball, you know what I mean? That can find the open man, but can still create.
Yeah.
And Jada could do all that.
Yeah. Yes, you could.
So
Yes, you
in my
could.
mindset, I'm just like, I'm just feeding the dog right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, now granted, like I'm not the type of person to ever try to take credit from anyone in, you know, as far as what they did, because there's something that they're doing. But every chance I had, I would whisper something in their ear, or boom, like, all right, let's talk about this. And we used to talk about manipulating the defense. Like, that was huge for us. It's like, because I didn't think she had the vision that young. She got it later in life, but as a freshman, you know, you don't see the court like this. You see it kind of like this, right?
You're trying to look at the basket.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that whole time was really just trying her to get her to see other things going on the court and keeping our head up. You know what I'm saying?
You guys did a great job that year at making her a point guard, because she was known as a scorer before that. But you guys are like, yo, we got to get that ball down to India 1st. The first thing we need to do is get that ball down to India. Once they collapse on her, it's going to be so much easier for you to work. And I know that's what y'all was telling her.
Yep,
and it's
bro.
just like, dog, that's just what it looked like from like the crowd watching. And I love the way you guys coach. And I know that it was like probably a little bit tough for her like to see at first. But again, you're a freshman coming in. This is varsity basketball, and she's there and she's learning on the fly and she's learning fast. So
She did a hell of a
definitely
job.
compliments
And
to
she came
you
in
too.
as a-
Compliments to
as a
you and
varsity
Jaden.
starter.
As a varsity starter, day
Freshman,
one.
state champion.
Day one.
Handling
Day
the
one.
rock too.
Day one.
Handling the rock, point guard.
And
Not taking the ball from her. None of that shit. Obviously, people turn the ball, but like you're not about to sit here and come
No.
strip her.
So
None of
while
that
you
shit.
sharpen
No.
her tool, you sharpen your tool as a coach. Is what
Yes,
you're saying.
100%.
What would you say was
Because I
the
never
hurdles?
coached. I never coached
Yeah.
before that.
What
I
would you
coached.
say
I
your
coached
hurdles?
football, but I never coached basketball. What are some
As
of
a
my
young
hurdles
coach.
as a young coach?
Yeah. Or we could just switch the question. What would you tell your younger coaching self?
What
If
I
you
tell
wanna
my
switch it.
younger self. Just remain patient. But that's tough to say. Like, I've always had patience. Like, I've always been a patient person. I've never been a person that like overreacts to things. Like, my biggest thing is I always underreact. So it's like when people see me now, like like you could watch me during the New London game when New London thumped us a little bit, right? You see my face, I still have the same face as if we were up by 20.
Cool as
You know what
cool
I'm
as the
saying?
other side
Like,
of the pillow. Yeah,
I have to be like that because I always look at it as like, and it's no disrespect to other coaches, but like when I look at certain coaches and they're losing their mind and they look crazy and they look frantic, they look out of control. You know what I'm saying? I always want to look like I'm in control. Even though like inside my body's going crazy, like you're not going to know that.
And you kind of have to be done because your kids follow what you do.
Exactly. That's another thing. If I'm out there acting crazy and yelling at the refs and doing, what do you think my players are going to do? They're going to embarrass me because I'm embarrassing them. To be honest with you, and again, no disrespect to any other coaches and the way that you coach, because that is what it is. But like as far as me personally, I want to be the person that my players look up to and be like, my coach was a strong individual. You know what I'm saying? Like my coach kept it together. Therefore, I keep it together. You know what I mean? And you need that, especially you look at games like last night. Now, granted, that's a whole nother level, but
Last night, speaking of UConn
Speaking of
and
UConn,
Duke,
yeah,
yes. Speaking of UConn and Duke, yeah.
I told y'all they was gonna be in the Final
Tough
Four
money.
last
Bro,
week too.
You
but
did?
but think how bad that game could have gotten. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, they could have called the game. You know what I mean? Rather than trying to make that play, like it could have been completely done at that point. Bro, they got the steal, passed it to the person, passed it back to the other man who hits the shot. Like just
That was real poise right there.
super poised.
That was poise as the
super
big man
poised.
to locate.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
you
saying?
shooter,
And now,
yeah.
granted, their coach is a nut. So
I know.
that's
Yo,
it's
losing his
different.
mind, yeah.
That's different.
He be losing his shit too. I respect it.
But if you watch his body language as they were going through all that, he was calm.
Yeah.
He wasn't really that frantic when all that was going on. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like that last play, like he wasn't losing his shit. He was cool. But it's just like certain stuff where he loses it. You know what I mean? Like
Nah, yeah.
foul not called. You know what I mean? Like we was talking about earlier, headbutting the referee. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The player, oh man, that was tough last night.
You know what
That
I
was
mean?
tough. That was tough. So how long was you coaching at New London?
I only coached 1 year of girls basketball.
Yeah.
I coached 3 years of football and 1 year of girls
So
basketball.
yeah, I was his first year for football.
Yeah, I was
my
fortunate.
senior year.
I was fortunate enough to
I
coach
was-
these guys,
I was
18 seniors
blessed.
that year. That was one of the dopest teams I've ever coached, to be honest with you. Like it was just like it was,
So
like home.
what's the difference? Because for me, like I get the cool head prevails for basketball, But for football, it's just like
Nah, we didn't. I've never seen him lose. It
Even
was still
in
the
football,
same, bro.
Yeah, I was
I
always
didn't
conscious.
see him lose his mind till that Fitch game I'm talking about, bro.
That's literally it.
That's the only
Football,
time we
I feel
lost.
like
Dudes came in there the next day and the minds wasn't right, and he lost his fucking mind that day, and it was necessary, honestly.
Okay.
And dudes straightened up after that. And we did well.
We ended up having a good practice after that.
We really did. And honestly, if it wasn't for an injury to an All-State player, we would have ran the table that
so
year.
you played the same grounds for both sports.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
So I also look at that as like this, right? When I was in college, my coach, the way he coached me, okay, he coached me very calm, kind of the way I coach. You know what I'm saying? He never had to yell at me to get my attention. He never had to yell at me to get things to change. All he had to do was pull me aside and talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that works for me. You yell at me, and I'm already upset or I'm already in my head, there's nothing getting through. There's nothing getting through. So it's like, and that's the same way I am as a coach. Like, rather than, like, if I yell, it has to mean something. I have to be, like, it has to mean, if I yell at you guys every day for every last thing, it's not going to mean
It's
a
not
damn
gonna
thing.
mean
You know,
nothing, yeah.
and then
It's
you're
not
gonna
gonna
have
be
to yell every time to get something out of them.
to get something out of them. And I don't want to do that. For one, I get a headache.
Yeah.
You want to yell for 32 minutes?
Yeah, just
Like, dog, that shit
Every
hurt.
game.
Yeah, it
Every
hurts your
game.
head, man. Like, I want to
Nah, I
have
get
fun.
you.
I want to watch my players play. You know what I mean? Like, if I do all my yelling, it's in practice. Like, that's where I get my yelling in. And then game time, I want to coach and I want to see them play and I want to see the mission. Like, I want to see, like, our game plan put together. Like, that's what I want to see. You know what I mean? But it's always just, I've always had to be patient. Always had to be, because, again, and this is more so for this girls basketball, they're not perfect. Bro, you sit here and watch women's, WNBA, and you'll see girls miss wide open layups, turn the ball over. Again, talking about last night, you see a top 5-star player turn the ball over at the end of the game. He's 18, 19 years old? Turn the ball over at the end of the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure Coach Shire didn't go up one side, down the other. He probably was like, yo, I understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got it. Like, you have to talk to them because, like, mentally, you don't know what that kid's going through right now.
yeah, that's gotta be
Especially
rough.
after that loss too. People
after the loss, bro,
Yo.
he probably hates himself right now.
And a lot of people are mad at him for it.
Dog.
And honestly, that's the tough thing about being an athlete. And that's why I try to give athletes grace, dog. Because you at a school like Duke or something, North Carolina,
social
whatever,
media is
dog,
rampant,
you
yeah.
lose, dog. You got people talking to you about you crazy. So,
Social media
and
is
they're still
rampant.
humans no matter what. You got people
You're
calling you
human.
out your
You're
name.
human.
And it's honestly, it's a lot.
Yeah,
So,
How arrogant that kid
Oh.
may have been, if he was. He doesn't seem like an arrogant kid, but however, last night humbled him. Absolutely humbled him. I bet you this, though, it will never happen to him again. Never happen to him again.
Nope. And he's the type of player though to where that'll happen the one time and then it, just like you said, it's not gonna happen to him again because he's gonna collect the data. He's gonna go watch the film. He's gonna watch that shit over and over and over again, and then he'll never watch it again. And then he'll just keep processing. Bro, that was me my junior year after losing the state championship. I let up a big play, and it was like to get the team down to a 10-yard line. I let up a big play myself. And when I say I watched that play back for like 5 days straight, watched it back over and over and over again. And then, yeah, dog, I just ended up putting a picture. One, shout out Taiwan Jenkins. Taiwan gave me a picture. He's a coach for Bunnell right now. They're doing great. He's building their program. But he gave me a picture of what happened, and he was just like, yo, make sure you use this to your fuel to your fire.
Yes.
Bro, I put that shit in my book bag. I looked at it every day when I went to go work out and go on the off season and go to the field by myself. So, dog, it matters. It definitely matters.
100%.
Man. So what made you come back and coach? And just what made you come back to New London after school? You have a master's degree. You could have worked in a city. You could have worked anywhere you want. I know when I graduated college, I could have left and gone to San Francisco. So I know you've had more options than that, just having a master's degree. I only have a bachelor's. So what made you come back to the city?
My love for New London, to be honest with you, bro. Like, I got New London tattooed on me.
You and me both.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, and wherever I went, people know where I was from. You know what I'm saying? So it became like this love, and I just wanted to, like, like when I came back, it wasn't initially, I'm going to get right into coaching. Like, I just wanted to be back home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to be back home. I wanted to be back around my family. I wanted to be back around, my friends. Don't get me wrong. I've gained a lot of good friends in college. But I just felt like this is where I was needed. My grandmother was getting older, who was, at that time, my favorite person in the world. I wanted to be near my grandmother. I wanted to be near my mother. I want to be near all my family. Like, I'm a big time family guy. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to be part of a change here. Now, whether that change was economical, whether that change was financial, I didn't necessarily see it like, I'm going to come back and be this athletic change. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I didn't really necessarily have like the idea of coming back to coach. I came back to be here and just kind of be a figure that people can look up to as well. Like, that's mainly the reason why I came back, to be honest with you. Sometimes I'm like, damn, I probably should have went to Boston or New York or California or Florida or something like that. But, I mean, we all make the decisions we make and we live with them. And I'm not mad about my decision of coming back.
Shoot, I appreciate you coming back. I appreciate you coming back, dog. You helped my senior year out a lot, man. And a lot of the schools that you were talking about, it just lets you know, Jug, just how much of an impact you were. Because those schools that you were talking about, those same schools that were Larson had coming down and talk to us. So that just lets you know that you were doing the right things to get us to be put in front of them.
Yes, sir.
They're not coming down to see us if we're not ready to be seen.
Yeah.
So you made sure we were prepared, and you never, again, you were always calm with us, and again, it's always appreciated.
It was dope coaching y'all because, like, I was fresh out of college. So,
You could guard, you was coming out, you could guard us and shit
Bro,
too.
I'm
We was watching, you was still fast and shit, bro. We was sitting there watching, like, why is he still so fast, bro? Like, what the dog.
Yeah, man. I remember trying to thud y'all up at the line. This may not have been your year. It might have been a year. It might have been y'all year too, but I bust my lip like 4 times. Y'all got on helmets. I'm in there trying to jam y'all up at the line.
You're like, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Bust my line like, all right, it's cool. Let's go again. Next thing you know, man, my lip all swollen. I'm like, man, I gotta put a damn helmet on. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was a dope time. And then, like I said, y'all had 18 seniors.
Yes,
I
we
knew
did.
all y'all. Y'all knew me coming up. Like, I remember y'all being young at my games. You know what I'm saying?
real.
Like, the fact
That's
that,
dope.
like, that's super dope, right? Super dope.
dope,
So I'm
yeah.
like, damn, like, and it wasn't like y'all wasn't about it. Like, that was the best part. It was like y'all were.
I heard about this group, man.
No, they like,
Yeah, this
bro,
group
you had
is-
18 seniors.
I heard about
We
this
did.
group.
We had a great
18
group.
seniors. That's nothing to kind of like joke on. You know what I mean? Like, and it wasn't like, it was like, oh, we 18 dudes all 5'3". It was like, nah, we had
We had some
what,
size.
6'6",
6'6".
6'5". We had super fast. We had
Solid.
dudes with arms. We had, in my opinion, probably the best running back I seen with my own 2 eyes.
Yo, you and me both.
You know what I mean? Like that. Like they were stacked. They were stacked, and it was just like, damn, I can come in and help coach these guys. Hell yeah, I'm coming over.
Nah, that was
yeah.
fun. It was always fun. It was always a pleasure. Like, we'll have even in drills, dog. He was always calm, but he would get hyped though.
Oh yeah, during
He would
drills,
get
yeah.
hyped though,
Yeah.
dog. You do
Yeah.
some shit. You do something
Yeah.
like really good, dog. He gonna get you hyped. Though. I remember I had one day I had a jam on Caleb Camacho, and shout out Caleb because he ended up going D1. Caleb Camacho, great dude. But I had a jam on him one day, dog, and I like hit him a few times and then let him get off the line. And just the impact that you had after you're happy to see people play good and like happy to see people get it.
Yeah.
Like once somebody figures some shit out, dog, you get happy with like the process. So that's one thing I appreciate. And dog, it was always fun. It was some times.
Nah, don't get me wrong. Just because I'm calm, don't mean I don't get excited.
Nah, he definitely did, man. Sitting there, you score a touchdown, he running down the field with you.
Yeah,
Shit,
all
that's
that.
my dog.
Shit, even in practice now, like, I said, if a girl catch another girl with a move, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing all that. Doing all of it, and it don't matter who it is. It could be the worst girl against the best girl. You get her, I'm letting everyone know you got her. Okay, letting everybody know.
Let him know. But now, question. This is how you earned your scholarship, and honestly, this is how like a lot of us like got scholarships too, like going to camps.
Yes.
I feel like that's not a thing too much anymore. I feel like there's more AAU 7-on-7, but I feel like there's not too much going to camps? I know that's what we did. I know that's what you did, and it benefited both of our classes greatly.
Yeah.
So, what do you think it is, or do you think it's the change is like beneficial? Do you think kids should still be going to camps? I'm telling kids that they should still be going to camps.
I think they should definitely be going to camps. I just think they don't need to go to those 3 and 4 day camps where they got to pay $500, $600, $700, $800, however much they are now after inflation. I just feel like you have to get in front of a coach. If that's the school you want to go to, like, you can send them film all day, right? It may not get past their recruiting coordinator because their recruiting coordinator may not think you're tough enough, right? You, again, undersized, 5'6", not too many people. I'm not crawling off the page. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. I was 5'5", right? I'm not crawling off the page. Like, yeah, I'm fast, but how fast am I really? You know what I'm saying? How fast am I against someone that's 6'3" that runs the same speed? Can I go step for step with them? Can I, you know what I'm saying? Can I make it difficult for them to catch the ball or whatever the case? I feel like camps is the way that you need to go. That's the way you need to go. You have to get in front of a coach. And when I talk to kids today nowadays, when I'm like, yo, like, don't get me wrong, AAU is cool. But it's not an even playing field with AAU. It's not. Same thing with prep. And I know we're probably going to talk about that a little bit later. It's not an even field, not an even playing field. If you're playing at 8 a.m., who's going to come see you play? Not many coaches are going to get up at 8 a.m. to come see you play because at an AAU tournament because the main dudes are playing at noon. 1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I really need to be in the gym. At the end of the day, so you're not necessarily going to be seen. But now you go to a camp, and this is for basketball, football, baseball. You go to a camp, and now you're able to show out at the camp.
And it's you against the people that's there, and the coaches are watching you.
They're watching you. All of a sudden, like, damn, I got to get him on the scouting list.
And you know what else doesn't show up on the on film? Grit.
Oh, no.
Exactly. And being a dog and being able to work through tough situations and being coachable. None of that shit shows up on the film. So the fact that you're able to showcase that to the coach in person, it makes a big difference.
100%.
It does.
100%. I think camps are the way to go. And, you know, any one of my girls that I talk to, I always tell them, like, go to those little one-day junior camps, the little junior prospect day camps. Those are the ones you want to hit. Now, granted, you might be one of, you know, hopefully you get in there, you be like one of 100, one of 50 or something like that.
But it's still an eye.
It's still an eye.
And it lets you know, dog, am I at where I need to be? Do I need to go back to the lab? And, like, dog, you got to find out. You got to find out.
100%. And that same thing, I remember BC used to have those big camps, right?
Yeah, I went too.
Yeah, but there'd be like 300 kids there. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's like, damn, you might get one person to look at you, but it's gonna be tough. But again, you get to measure yourself to see where you are against other people, and that's when you really know, like, damn, am I a Division I football player or Division I basketball player? Like, until then, your mental is like, oh, I can do this because you're watching their highlights and you may be comparing your highlights. But now, when you get on that field or you get on that court, and there's levels. There's levels now. You know what I'm saying? Things change. Like, damn. I always look at it like this because everybody asks me. They always try to be funny. Like, oh, why you ain't go to the NFL? I'm like, well, first of all, I was 5'6" 3/4", right? I ran a 4.3. Cool. But I was 5'6" 3/4". So I had to compare myself to, like, who would I be guarding in that NFL? Now, who came out the same year as me? Megatron. Calvin Johnson. So I had to think about it.
Yo.
And this is a story I always tell.
I'm still claiming him as the greatest receiver of all time. I'm still doing that.
6'7",
Megatron was a problem.
6'8", running a 4.4,
Megatron was a
40 plus vert.
Megatron was a
And stopped when he wanted to.
Dog. And I'm like, can I guard that man? On my best day and on his worst day.
Pass interference.
I can't guard him. Can't guard him. You know what I'm saying? So it's just being realistic with yourself.
And that's, I think that's what a lot of kids need nowadays, especially with social media, is make everybody feel like they could be famous.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, so I would think that, I would hope that kids get to that mindset of, I need to be honest with myself and what I need.
You have to.
Yeah.
100%. You have to be honest with yourself. If I wasn't honest with myself, I might have said, F football, I'm going to just go play basketball.
And then missed out on that scholarship.
Now, granted, I probably would have went Division III, play ball, and I would have had a cool little time, whatnot. But I would probably want to have reached my full potential. You know what I'm saying? As far as the person that I could have been. You know what I mean? If I didn't play football. But
I feel that. Okay.
So, what led you to Ledger?
Well, Wouldn't let me to Ledger. So I went for the New London
Ledger
job.
High School.
Yep. I went for the New London job because Carrie Ann only coached 2 years. She coached 12-13 and then 13-14. I coached on the 13-14 team. So I went for that job. I didn't get it. They gave it to Holly Misto, who, and you know, a lot of people thought that I was upset about it. I wasn't upset about it. I get it. She's a accomplished coach coming from Wesley. You know what I'm saying? She probably been to a few state championships. She's been doing this for way longer than I even thought I would be doing it, right? So a lot, you know what I mean? I just want to clear that up because a lot of people thought that I felt a way about it. But at the end of the day, I wasn't mad at New London for making the decision that they made. So I didn't end up getting on her staff. I still was at all the games, still was there to support the girls, still worked out with the girls in the off season, still did everything I could.
Shout out to you. That's some dope stuff right there.
Cause I didn't want
That's
to
some
like,
grown man
I
stuff
didn't
right
want
there.
it to be like it was like, cause what I'm gonna not come to the games no
Yeah.
more, or you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm mad cause I didn't get the job. Like, I'm not gonna be that guy.
Some people take that ego
They
and,
would.
and
You're
apply it into it. Be like, nah,
You're
I ain't
right.
messing with them.
You're
They ain't
right.
give me the chance.
Yeah.
So
you
that's
you
a dope
100% right. And she
Yeah.
even asked me to come on staff, which me and her now we're friends. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I feel like maybe if I introduced myself or maybe I approached, because I never spoke to her. But if I maybe like expressed that I wanted to get on the staff, I might have been on that staff. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? But that's when I really started the AAU thing. So I started AAU. That went from about 2014 to 2020 with COVID. When COVID happened, I was just like, I felt like people was going to just try to rob people at that point. So I'm like, I'm done with that. I want to say 2016, I went for the Fitch job. I didn't get that. And then it opened up again for some reason. And I didn't get it twice. So I'm like, all right, cool. So Dave Cornish, who was at Ledger at that time, happened to give me a call and was like, listen, the girls basketball coach at Ledger right now is going to be retiring soon. He's like, and I've been talking to Jimmy Bunicor about you, and he definitely wants you to apply. So I'm like, all right, cool. So,
Shout out Dave.
Shout out Dave.
Shout out Dave, Mr.
Dave,
Cornish,
yes.
Coach
Yeah,
Dave.
definitely looked out. So fortunately, boom, he ended up retiring, and then I went for the job. I ended up getting it, and that's kind of how that happened, to be honest with you.
But that should show you as a man and as a human being.
Yep.
So somebody hit you up and say, "Yo, this person's about to leave."
Yeah,
They could have left it up and just in the air. And
I wouldn't have known.
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm
wouldn't
saying.
have known.
So that just shows you all the hard work you was doing in the community, and it was seen.
Yeah,
And
So
also
this for all the people that think you're not going to be seen. This goes to show you, man.
and
Just
also
put
too
in the work.
the resilience too.
The resilience.
Because you didn't get it was multiple
Resilience.
jobs that you went after and people you didn't get, so you stayed with it and you stayed strong and you didn't say, well, F this area, I'm not gonna do this, but like nah, you stuck with it. You just kept being consistent. You know what is for you is for you.
exactly.
And that's what it looks like. So it's dog again, and this is why you are a great mentor for me. I'm a freaking firecracker, and that shit freaking sucks. So having you as a mentor, having people like Coach Childs as a mentor, that's always calm and shit, like that helps. It helps. But question: can you talk about a few of the things that you used to do with AJ Dillon? I know most people don't know that you used to train AJ, but can you talk about that a little bit? Because I know AJ Dillon was as strong and heavy as he was, but he was still dunking, windmilling at that, and he was working out with you. So what the was y'all doing?
First of all, AJ is probably one of the most gifted 14-year-olds I've ever seen in my life.
Dog.
For one, he came in, and I heard about AJ. I never really seen him play that much in youth, but I just heard about AJ. Like, oh, he's a man-child. He's this, that, and he's third. And then I seen him. And mind you, waist up, don't get me wrong, he still looked like a 17, 18-year-old. But waist down, he just solid, bro. It just looked different, right? And then you kind of have this like this idea about somebody from what you hear. So it's like I'm looking at this 14-year-old like he's an 18, 19-year-old, mature. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I hear him laugh and I hear how goofy he is, and I'm like, oh shit, he's 14. Say he's a 14-year-old and he's acting like a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. But so it was actually dope. I actually coached him that year for JV because I was a JV coach.
Mm.
And he wasn't getting any bump in varsity. We had a few good varsity running backs. So he was a JV running
Was that a
back.
Commander year?
No, that was Orrin Parks.
Okay, yes,
Orrin
Oren. Yep,
Parks.
because he was young when I was okay.
Yep, that was Orrin
Shout out
Parks.
Oren, bro.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, he was.
Yep.
That's a calm up right
Yeah,
there, yo.
Yeah, Orrin don't talk. It was Orrin and then Joe Quinn.
It's a fact, dog.
That was Joe Quinn's senior year, I believe.
Dog.
So I was
dog.
coaching. I built a dope relationship with AJ during the season, and I was coaching him. And then I started working him out in the summer. Just like come on over, whatever the case. So the famous thing that I was doing, we were dunking with med balls. And I want to say it was like a 12 or 15-pound med ball. So that was dope. That was the thing we were doing. So because it was just like you have to find ways to challenge people like that. You know what I'm saying? He's ridiculously strong, ridiculously athletic. You know what I'm saying? Like we can go in here. We could just try to squat 400 pounds and bench 350, but it's like you're 15. You know what I'm saying? Like, because at this time he was in prep. It's like you're 15. Like, we don't need to be doing that type of stuff. Like, let's go do other explosive stuff. So I don't even know where I ended up getting this drill, but I was like, yo, this would be dope. So I just had him dunking the ball with a med ball. Like, put it at
A little bit. So just to let everybody know, Mike don't talk about what he do. He never talks about what he does. So I got to make sure I bring this stuff up so that he does talk about it a little bit. But again, he is one of the most humblest people you'll ever meet. He doesn't talk about his accomplishments. He doesn't talk about none of the stuff he does. He just tries to pour back into what he's doing, honestly. So it's greatly appreciated because, I don't know, you don't try to put yourself over the next generation.
Can't.
You know that you want the next generation to be better, so why put yourself above, and you lead by example with that. So it's appreciated.
100%.
It really is. And also, I feel like you being one of those guys, it was easier to like be calm with people. Cause a lot of this shit is just like ups and downs. Like if you was really one of them guys, you see that nigga, there's a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit that happens wrong. When you look back on it, people don't really remember all the bad shit you did, but you do.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I feel like you help keep other people calm and level and be like, yeah, this is happening. Other people might be overreacting to it because, but like, yo, it's okay. It's okay. So, dog, it really, it helps. It helps. And, dog, you're a pillar in our community. You really are. Talking to D-Rock, Troy, Larry, and at the high school, and we was talking about the greatest Whalers, and I put you there, bro. I really do. You won when you were here. You were all state in football when you were here. You won in basketball when you were here. So you were the lockdown defender, and then you still got your buckets on offense. I want you to tell that story later about you dunking too, and Coach Parker yelling at you. But yeah, you did a lot, bro. You did a lot, and it was always beneficial.
The thing I love about my coming up is it was during a bad time of New London High School, right? Even basketball wise, like my freshman year, we were solid. We were solid, but my sophomore year, we went 5-15. You know what I'm saying? Like we went 5-15. We were trash. That was Kareem's freshman year, my sophomore year. Dave Vieira. Who else was on that team? Aaron Bryant, obviously. Was Sam on that team? Sammy Jones. We were young that year, and we was getting our ass whooped game in and game out, like getting our ass whooped. And then the next year, bro, we come out, we win the state championship.
That's crazy. Wait, first of all, wait, hold on. Y'all went from 5-15 to winning the state championship the next year.
Division III state championship too, like. And
That's
it wasn't like that was something, you know what I mean, to just kind of shake off at. Like that was real.
No, I heard,
you know what I'm
because
saying?
I heard a lot of like the school of choices were in that division that year and around that time. Because I was talking to people about, because we were talking about state championships, and they were talking about your guys' state championships and how like you guys was playing some real competition. The divisions were different, but like some of these schools that are in like L and double L now were there, and now they're in L and double L because they were winning so much in your era. So that makes sense.
So we won that Division III, and then the next year we won in Division II, and we went undefeated. You know what I'm saying? So that was a dope part of my time. But like you said, bro, I don't typically talk about it because everyone has their own opinion, right? Everyone has their own opinion. Even like the whole thing that's going on now with like Chris and Tyson, which I won't talk on, but everyone has their own opinion, and everyone's granted their own opinion about how things go. Because there was dudes that probably didn't like that we won our two state championships. Excuse me, you know what I'm saying? It was, people look at it as like, oh, their competition wasn't that good or whatnot, and it's just more like relevancy bias, right? Like, of course, I'm gonna feel my time was the best time
Because you were there.
because I was there.
That
Like,
shit
you
was
know what
fun.
I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
of course,
yeah, nostalgic.
of course.
Yeah.
I went through that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like those 25 wins were just given to us. No, bro, we bust teams' ass. You know how you say bust their ass on 3? Bro, we took that to heart. Took that to heart, bro. You were lucky if you got the ball over half court in the first quarter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, our press was legendary. We just, and mind you, it was like nobody had an ego. Like, as far as when we were on the court, whatever happened off the court or behind closed doors, whatnot, on the court in practice, we never had an ego.
And that's where it matters at, though.
That's exactly
matter.
where it matters.
I'm about to say that's all that matters.
Once it starts to
It's
creep
always
on,
gonna be
once it starts to
off court
creep
stuff.
on, it starts to creep onto the court, and you can tell that there's issues with people off the court, on the court. That's when it becomes a huge issue. Honestly,
No problems whatsoever. We were a solid team. I remember one time specifically, we're playing, and one kid came off the bench, and I forgot what happened. He made a mistake or whatever the case, and I was just trying to correct him. He started spazzing. Not spazzing like, I think he was more just like frantic at the time, right? Not spazzing like, oh, we about to fight, but just like he made a mistake, and he didn't really know how to take it to me leading him, right? Because I was the captain, I was a leader. So I'm trying to like, yo, da-da-da-da. And then it was like, and then so he starts going crazy, and then Kareem comes over, and now Kareem comes over with the energy that he had. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have that energy because I'm just trying to calm you down because obviously you're just going, it's just too much for you right now. So Kareem come over, and I forgot Kareem said something along the lines like, bro, don't talk to him like that. He a captain. Like, you know what I mean? Like, show respect. And it was just like.
but that says a lot.
That says a ton.
That says a lot, dog, because I feel like these days sometimes it's if he a captain, SMD, but now having somebody to come and be like, yo, like, nah, bro, you need to show this dude respect, bro. He's a captain, and the fact that you can be a captain, dog, and actually somebody's following you, that means that you're a real leader.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what that means.
So, you know what I mean? Like that team that we had that year was on a whole nother level, bro. We were in sync. And the best part is, like, again, nobody had an ego, right? Because I could have easily been out there. Like, there were people, oh, you need to try to go for 20 tonight. You need to try to do.
They used to tell me to say, and I'm like, dog, I got these talented dudes out here that get.
That's not what I do. That's like, don't get me wrong. You put me in the park. We go to the park, bro, and we all going against each other. I'm getting my shots up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But here,
yeah.
under these lights, bro, we got to win.
We have to
That's
win.
a question I want to get to too, man.
We have to win.
It's, I'm always the outside looking in, and I've never been a part of or seen a town like New London.
Mm-hmm.
How is it like playing in New London?
When I was there, it was dope, bro.
Because this is like
if you catch some of my YouTube clips from back in the day, bro, you go to the ECC championships. There was rows of people on the mats, like rows of people. Like, don't get me, every seat you couldn't. There was no empty space in the stands. So there were like my junior year ECC championship. There was rows of people on the mat. So if you get a layup and you get pushed out of bounds, you running into people. Like, there was people there where there's no people there now. There was rows of people there, bro. And then on the other side, rows of people in the corners. Like, it was the craziest environment that I've seen. So bad that the next year there was like 500 or 600 people who couldn't even get in the game. Like, that's how crazy it was.
Shoot, they need a ZPTV.
Yeah, straight up. And back then we had the radio station there, like WNCY or something like that. But playing in New Orleans was dope because there was so much pride, bro. So much pride. And that's the part that even kills me now. Like, even our football games, we weren't that good, but bro, people showed up to watch us play. People and I don't know if it's.
I did.
Huh?
I said I did.
Yeah, bro.
Y'all were good, man. I'm telling you. I mean, knowing that you guys were who you were. Like, you guys played no matter what.
Mhm.
Like, and you guys, all we remembered you for was the fact that y'all earned scholarships. I honestly, I didn't even know that y'all was 2-8 until freaking I got older.
Yeah,
Only thing I ever remember was the fact that you and AB had scholarships.
bro. We played our ass off, bro. We played hard. We played very, very hard, and we held each other accountable. Like me and A, we held each other accountable, bro. And that was one of the dopest thing about it. Like, and it was funny when I was working in the high school and we had a few kids in there. This is 2020, like going into the COVID year. And I remember them talking about the coach, right? I think it was Johnny Bryant at the time. They were talking bad about him, saying, oh, this, that, and the third. I'm like, yo, you wanna know what's crazy? I was like, it didn't matter who my coach was. It would just matter who my team was. Like, he not gonna kick us out the weight room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, bro, the weight room is the religion, bro. It don't matter if he say or what he say or what he don't say, bro. We're in the weight room. We know what we have to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we held each other accountable. We didn't need a coach to hold us accountable. Coach Parker did not have to hold us accountable.
Never.
Because we held ourselves accountable for everything. Like, Coach Parker didn't have to put us in summer leagues over the summer. He didn't have to facilitate workouts during the summer. He didn't have to do none of that. He was able to be a regular adult during the summer and during the off season.
And let's get this straight, just like every other high school basketball coach, because the New London job gets a lot more slack than everybody else because of the talent we have. But at the same time, dog, if every other coach in the ECC is doing one way, for him to go about it another way, he gonna get his ass fired.
And that's the part with me, like, especially nowadays, like, people love blaming the coaches for things. You have to, like, hold the players accountable too. You have to.
But that usually the parenting matters.
Oh, parenting matters.
The parenting matters. So like and it's not to say that everybody has to have like two parents, blah blah. But it's is your parent gonna go say something against what the coach is saying? It's tough to be coached if your parent doesn't think your coach is a good coach, or if your parent is voicing that they don't like the way your coach coaches or something. It kind of gives you an out.
Contradicts.
Yeah, exactly, and it kind of gives you an out to not do what you're supposed to do and not listen to them at times, and that's where a lot of controversy comes in when it comes to coaching and parenting. I feel like one of the best advices my dad used to give me, he's like, and I never wanted him to anyways, but he always, I'm never going to talk to one of your coaches. You always going to figure it out. If the best advice he's ever given me, if you are anywhere near the same skill level as somebody, or if you're just a little bit better or a little bit worse, you should never complain about playing time. If you're not clearly better, then that's on you. No coach wants to lose. They obviously do not see it in you. And cool, another coach might. But that doesn't put that coach at fault for not seeing.
That's why I like Pops.
Something out of you. So honestly, I was always that person growing up to where I was like, well, you're not getting this, you're not getting what you deserve, blah blah, because you're not from here. But it's like, dog, so what? So what? I'm with my guys though. We winning and stuff. We got people. We going to state championships. We got people getting scholarships. We are having fun. And we're having fun and being successful at the same time. So it was just the parenting matters. It does. The parents, I don't know if they need to be less involved or differently involved.
I think differently involved.
Thank you, because your parents was definitely involved.
No, they definitely were.
Your parents was
But like
definitely
but
involved.
also when it came to sports, dog, they used to let me go.
That's
If I wasn't going to work out, my dad wasn't saying shit to me. But also, I knew what I wanted, but he would also let me know, like, yo, like, if you don't work out, this is going to happen, or this is not going to happen. But he wasn't sitting here. Shit, my dad worked 2 jobs my whole life. My dad always did the working at the bank, and then he always did the lawn mowing joint. So he's always had to work. There's been a lot of games, a lot of practices he missed and stuff because he's getting money for the family. So he don't got time to be sitting here like, all right, money, we going here, we going here, we going here. Because, yeah, it just... I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like it helped a little bit.
But you got the work ethic from somewhere.
Yeah, no.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
the work ethic is good, though, because I'm seeing it. But also, too, I feel like
accountability.
We need to see parents work and not necessarily work a job, but we need to see parents work hard. We need to see parents accomplish shit. Because if you're accomplishing shit, okay, I'm watching you accomplish shit. I'm not just watching you tell me what to do. I've watched my parents hustle and do all this shit to be able to make sure they afford shit for us. And dog, it's just like, I bet, nigga, I can never say I'm fucking tired. I would be doing my kids a disservice to be like, I bet I can't do this for you, or I can't go to work today because I'm just not. I'm having a bad day. Yeah. It's just like that's not my parents. So I don't know. I feel like parenting is a big thing, and I feel like we might see a lot of too much parenting stuff on social media that's telling you how to parent. So you try to go be what that person is telling you to be.
Bro, my mother never came to any of my practices. We rarely talked about sports other than what I was going to do. Like, my dad, he wasn't an athlete growing up. It wasn't like we had a ton of conversations. My dad wasn't in the house. I mean, he was a present father. He just wasn't in the house. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that wasn't an issue for me, having parent interactions of, like, or talking to my coach about anything. Everything, like, I had to advocate for myself early in the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I had a problem with something, I didn't go talk to my mom about it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, nah, I'm going to go talk to the coach about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's another thing, like, if I'm home and we walking for practice and we talking shit about the coach, whatnot, you know what I'm saying? That's just there. I'm not going home.
Like, locker room.
It's locker room shit.
Yeah,
and I get that. Like, if like, for example, if my girls are upset with me because I ran the shit out of them on practice and they want to talk shit, I'm okay with that.
As long as y'all a team.
Talk it behind my back. That's the same shit I used to do, so I ain't mad at y'all. Yeah. Talk it behind my back, but just make sure you bring your energy for the next practice. That's all I really care
Correct
about.
what I just said.
and I'll say this too, like, coaching at Ledger, I'm very fortunate that I don't have much parent interaction. Not to where it's like I'm not talking to the parents, but I don't ever have those conversations on my player's not playing enough, or my daughter's not getting better, or, you know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I'm very, very fortunate that I haven't had to deal with that much. I maybe had one instance or two, maybe 2 instances in my 8 years on, you know, on players. But
that's
other
good.
Than that,
that's smooth.
I can't complain.
We had the episode where with Rel and them, shouts out to them and Dom.
Big shout out to them.
Big
shout out to you too, because you coached this year.
I was helping.
You helped out this year, and that goes to what Rel and Dom was saying. My fault, not to cut you off.
Go ahead.
That goes to what Rel and Dom was saying. They were saying if you can contribute an hour, if you can contribute 2 hours, come one day. That you said, yo, I'll find whatever time I can to come. You weren't there too often, but you were there. And when you could be, that's what Rel and Dom were talking about. People like Mike. People that are just gonna do it, even busy as hell. Busy as hell. Yo, Mike is a head basketball coach. Mike is a father. Mike is he's a teacher, and he's in a master's program. He's in a master's program. Yes, he's in his second master's program. So he's busy as hell, and still, whatever I need to fill a gap, or however I can fill a gap, even if it's just a little bit here, a little bit there, it's there, and it's appreciated. I've been saying a lot this episode, but I need you to know how much I genuinely appreciate you, bro. You are a pillar in this community. Honestly, you're a pillar in my life, bro. I promise you, dog. You gave me some great advice being older and stuff. I've come to you when I'm talking. I've come to you in sound. And and sitting there talking about my ideas and talking about what I wanted to do. And you're sitting here like, yo, I respect it. Everything that you're doing, like it makes sense. Like it's not you're doing too much, or what are you trying to do? Like you can't do this, you can't do that. It's always encouragement and like a little bit like of inspiration. Like I can tell you still get inspiration from the people that you coach and the people that you talk to, and dog, again, it's appreciated. That might be the name of this episode. It's appreciated. Dog. But yeah, Coop, you got another question?
What Dom and them was speaking of is a feeder program, right?
Yep.
I feel like, because I coached 1 year with the assistant coach for Benny Dover, me and Ford.
Oh, yep.
And I know I came to you about Ledger, and we went to go because Ledger was something different.
That's my sophomore side.
Yeah, oh my gosh, there was
sophomore
something.
class.
There was something different. I'm
Yeah.
just like, yo, who is these girls?
Yeah.
He was like, yo, it's like it starts them. They young and they bring them straight through where everybody's basically not in communications, but it feeds to the next program.
Yes. Yep.
And it's a great transition to the next program to whereas you don't feel like you out of sorts or anything else. And for me to see that firsthand, it was like, I'm like, yo, it looks crazy. You being at the top of the pyramid, sort of say, as far as the feeder program, how does that feel to you?
It's a cool thing, bro, because I'm looking at the 6th grade class right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at the 6th graders, bro. And it's
Shout
like,
out
just
Mike,
look at the
yo.
sixth grade.
I'm
God.
looking at the 6th graders. I'm like, damn, like, now, granted, whether I'm going to be there, because,
Yeah.
like I said, I got a son now. So whether I'll be coaching by the time they're in high school or I'm in a different situation, who knows? You know what I mean? I don't plan on that right now, but who knows, right?
Yeah.
But, bro, that's what I'm looking at right now. I'm like, damn, these girls are going to be really good. Like they're going to, and I'm looking at, and mind you, in the middle school game, they're not even playing. They're not playing the varsity minutes. They're playing JV minutes. But you can tell, and you can see the way they move. You can see the way they move the ball. You can see how they communicate. You can see how they play defense, and it's just like, damn.
Ledyard has a really good travel program.
They do have a
They have a really
Once
good
I seen
travel
how they was
program.
moving, I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, this is not a regular team.
yeah.
Shout out Ledyard's travel
I
program
say, yo,
too,
this is not a
dog.
regular team. When I walked into the gym, I seen that they wasn't a regular team.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, this is different. So,
And the,
nah,
the
shout out to
dopest
them.
part about that is, like, they play a different style than we play at the high school. But all those girls, they come to our games and they watch how we play.
They sit to. They be there
Yes.
together cheering
Yep.
for them at the
Yep.
game. I
Yep.
was at the New
Yep.
London game with you guys, and
Yep.
they're there in their group
Yep.
cheering at the game. And yo,
Yep.
honestly, it's
It's dope.
good to watch.
At our home games, bro, they sit right behind us. So there's certain games where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna put on the show today. You know what I'm saying?
You got to.
There's
You
certain
got
times where it's
to.
like, I'm gonna put on the show.
You got to. So they got something
and
to
that
look
brings-
forward
yes.
to.
Yes.
So they got
That
something to
brings
look
community
forward
right
to.
there.
Yes.
Like, yo, I want to be coached by that coach.
Yep.
That yes.
And then I come out, make sure I talk to them, make sure I say hello. If they're up there, I'm like, all right, y'all come out and do the call outs with us. Like I'll let them stand in line with us. We have
That's
a youth day up
fire.
there. Like it's really dope, bro. It's
That's how
really
you
dope.
make people want to build a feeder, though.
Very
How,
true.
what can I do to play for that coach when I get up there?
It's the
What can
culture,
I do?
bro. It's the culture, and then it's like you have girls like we had Maggie this year, and it's someone that they've been watching for 4 years, and they've seen her in 8th grade. So it's like, damn, like 2-time All-State. Like I want to do what she doing. Like I want to be where she at. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the dopest things because it gives you something to look forward to. You know what I mean? Even going back to the whole Tyson and Chris thing, right? I never really seen Tyson play. When Tyson was playing in 94, I was 7 years old. But I knew the legend of Tyson Wheeler.
We all did.
I knew the legend. I wanted to be like Tyson. You know what I'm saying? Granted, I seen a lot of great New London basketball players when I was younger, but they always talk about this myth, right?
Yo, I'm
You know what I
telling
mean? Because
you.
let's be realistic. At 7 years old, bro, I'm over at the snack stand, right?
Playing
I'm in the
with the
corner.
friends.
Yeah, I'm playing in the corners. I'm running around the building. Like, let's be real.
You're not watching the game.
I'm not watching the
No.
game.
Yeah, I
Like,
was
come
talking to
on.
that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get into trouble. I'm trying to get into the pool, all types of stuff.
Trying to be under the stands.
Yeah,
That's where the
bro.
kids like to be.
Yes. Let's be realistic. You know what I mean? But, I look at it like, bro, he was a myth. You know what I'm saying? He's a folklore. Like, that's someone that my brothers talked about, like Jamal Johnson. I never seen Jamal Johnson play, but I know Jamal Johnson was great.
Dog.
I knew he was great. And, like, football-wise, I wanted to be Jamal Johnson. I don't even know what he looked. I mean, granted, I know what he looked like as a human being, but I don't know what he looked like as a
far as,
high
like,
school
the-
You
football
got tape.
player.
Yeah.
But that's what I wanted to be like. I want people to talk about me the way they talk about Jamal. You know what I'm saying? Granted, that wasn't the case, but because Jamal was different.
They claim him to be the greatest athlete to ever come by New London.
Yes. And that's one thing you have to respect the past, bro. I respect that.
Yes.
Respect that,
You
dude.
definitely have to. And that's what, honestly, not to stay on that Tyson Chris topic for too long, but that's why I feel like I know me and my class, we've always had a high respect for Tyson. We've never,
And you never seen him.
yeah, exactly. We've
you've
never
seen-
seen him. We was
You've
born.
seen
I was born in
pixelated highlights.
My class was born in '94.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
we obviously did not
Yeah.
have a chance to see him or remember seeing him. But yeah, we've always, just like you said, a folklore, and we've always held him in the highest respects. So it's just it's great seeing him get his flowers, like getting like the community center
Yeah, that's dope.
and all that stuff, like it's great seeing, honestly.
All right. So we were speaking about Ledger, right?
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just
No, you just try to stay
because
on the
I
legend
feel like
topic.
what you building over there is like crazy. The beginning of the year, did you foresee
Yes.
this season
Yes.
being that
Yes.
coach?
We didn't reach my full expectation, but yes. Did I see myself being coach of the year? Yes, because I knew that I will put the best team out there. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna be coach of the year because I'm just the greatest coach. I draw up the greatest X's and O's. I'm gonna be the coach of the year because, for one, I already went into the year thinking that there wasn't a team that could beat us in the ECC. Right? This is what and at my banquet last year, I told my parents, which I lied about, I said we're going to win the state championship next year. I had to be honest with that. Like, granted, if everything worked according to plan and, certain things happened the way it's supposed to be, we would have gotten there, but it didn't happen. So going into this season, I already had my mindset on winning the ECC championship and winning a state
What felt
championship.
different? Just the group or
So
mindset?
the year prior, we were young, and we were one injury away from having a very, very, very good year, which was my freshman guard, Maggie's little sister, Mackenzie. She tore her meniscus right after we played New London. She banged her knee really bad against New London, and then she went out against Killingly and still played, right? Without telling me that she injured her knee, right? So she still played, and, bro, no contact injury. She was just in the defensive stands and just fell to the ground. That was the last time she played for the rest of the season. So I think we lost like 4 out of our next 6 or something like that. We ended up losing first round in the ECCs to Fitch, and then we lost second round in the state playoffs. But I knew that if we could stay healthy, and this is the one thing I told my assistant coach because he came on new this year. I said, if we could stay healthy, I think we can be dangerous, and I think we can run the tables. And fortunately for the regular season, we finished 17-3, which honestly could have been like a 19-1 season.
That's a hell of a record, though.
We lost
3 losses on the regular season.
We lost to New Britain, who was number 5 in the state at that time. We lost by 4. And New Britain they had one girl that she played flag football, like she that nice.
Oh.
But honestly, she the type of girl, if she was to be in the 100-meter dash, I'd already pencil her in for the state open 100-meter dash final. Like that's how athletic, and bro, she like 5'9", fast as all hell. Like she was a freshman last year, and like you know when you see something, bro. And I seen something, I'm like, God damn, this girl gonna be a problem. And then they had another girl that came. This girl dropped like 25 on us, and mind you, it wasn't like she's super tall. She like 5'3", but she was just a dog. Like so you could tell there's girls that play like outside basketball, and there's girls that play cone drill basketball. She looked like a girl that played outside basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, cones and all that, she's still nice with it, but she's just going to do different things at the park that you're not going to be able to do in the gym under control. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know how it go at it's game point, bro. You got to foul a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to do something to make sure they don't score. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the mentality you got to have when you play outdoor basketball. Compared to being in the gym, it's like everything's under the whistles. Everything, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything's even. Like, nah.
Control
And then
environment.
you gonna call that foul? You know what I'm saying? You was sucking for that. You know what I mean? Now you got an argument. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't want to be the one to call the foul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to finish the N1.
And through, yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the biggest thing. But so we lost to New Britain. That was like our 8th game. But prior to that, we ended up losing both games at this holiday tournament. Which the first game, it was tough because my center, she busted her mouth. She took an elbow to the mouth. So she had to get stitches inside and out underneath her lip.
Damn.
So she didn't play for 2 games. Another starting guard was on vacation because it was, again, during holiday break. So she was on vacation. I forgot. There was something else that happened. And then 2 of my best players, they both had the flu.
Jeez.
So, bro, we ended up losing to Colby Cathedral, who we gave them their first win. All right, don't get me wrong. Colby was tough. They were athletic. They were tall. They played very well. They played very well, but they wouldn't beat us twice out of 10. They wouldn't beat us 2 out of 10 times. You know what I'm saying? If we played them 10 times, we'd beat them 9. You know what I'm saying? They beat us the once. And then we happened to play North Haven, who North Haven was ranked in the state as well. But we only ended up losing to them by 2. And even still, one of my guards who had the flu, she ended up getting hurt during practice. The same one who tore her meniscus the year prior. So she got hurt during practice. Avery Jones, she ended up going on vacation because the tournament, because of the snow days, got pushed back a day. So she would have been there if it was on the original date, but they already had plans to be on do their little vacation thing.
That makes sense.
So, you know what I mean? It was a tough situation. We didn't have our full team for neither one of those 2 games. And then we just won out. Every other game we won. And I felt like that was almost like our detriment going into the playoffs. Because, bro, there was games, and this is no disrespect, but there were games where myself as a coach, I couldn't get fired up enough about the game. Because we blew out on our 12-game winning streak. So our last loss was New Britain at game 8, and then we won 12 straight. Woodstock Academy, we won by 1. Stonington, we beat them by 12 or 13. And then everything after that, bro, it was just everything else. It was just a blowout after that. So it was just it was very hard for me to coach because for one, how do I keep my girls hungry, and better yet, how do I stay hungry as a coach? You know what I'm saying? It was you know what I mean? I can't nitpick about nothing because we're doing everything that we're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm just making stuff up now, just trying to yell. No, you got to get there. You got to get to that spot.
Coach, I was there.
Right. Yeah, I know, but it sounded good. It sounded good. Let me talk. You know what I'm saying?
I can't not say nothing.
I can't say nothing.
Shit, I'm a coach.
There was one game I sat on the bench, and I never sit down. There was one game I sat on the bench for the second half of the game, and it was just damn. I wasn't so I felt like that kind of hurt us in the end. I felt because, there's games you watch New London. New London's having dog fights in and out going into the playoffs, right? Woodstock Academy, dog fights going into the playoffs. Stonington, dog fights going into the playoffs, right? Everybody else had these great, competitive games, and we're just, for lack of a better word, we're smacking teams. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like that kind of hurt us in the end because when New London really punched us, we didn't know where to go after that. We didn't know how to dig.
Respond.
Yes. And I'm trying to pull it out of them because it's it's hard though. It's hard because it's we're in uncharted territory.
Coach, what do you want me to do? I you think it's being done right now.
Yes.
So yeah.
We were uncharted territory, but that situation happened. So I'm all right, cool. Let's get our fire back underneath us, right? And then we play against who do we have first? We had Massac. We handled them pretty well. I want to say beat them by 30 or something. And then we played Stanford, which I'm not gonna lie, I thought we was gonna have trouble because they on camera they look bigger, they look solid, they look strong. They're from a school with 3,000 kids, 2,500 kids,
big area.
So I know that they're gonna come in, ready to go. Bro, once we scored the first bucket, I said, "Oh shit, we gonna beat the hell out of these girls." Just the way we scored, it was we got to steal. Maggie threw the ball up to her sister, and bro, her sister went up like you in high school, bro. Went up and grabbed the ball, she went up to the 10th floor, grabbed the ball, came down, and finished the layup. I said, "Oh damn!"
This is what type of time they on?
So whatever nerves I had at that point just completely were eradicated. Oh. All right, we'll be fine.
That's what I'm saying. As a coach, it'd be yo, what can I complain about?
We're fine.
Today?
We're fine at this point. Yeah. So you said it was fortunate I had an assistant coach who ran hot, right? He didn't run hot all the time, but he would be very nitpicky, right? So there was one time, I think it might have been the Stanford game or another big game, and something was going on, and he was like, "No, we need to do this, you can do that, this, that, and third." And mind you, I'm like, "Coach, I don't got it right now." I say, "But You go tell them everything you just told
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Like, you go tell them.
So I agree with you.
You go tell them.
I agree. Go tell them that shit.
Because I don't have the fire right now, and I hated that. I hated that about myself this year.
But just like this goes to show you what type of person you are.
How
to
transparent,
you know what I'm saying?
the growth
You
mindset.
got it. Go ahead.
Yeah, all the time, bro.
You ain't too big on yourself to be like, oh, nah, let me do it my way. No, you see something, please tell them. I ain't got it. You got it.
That's
And
how
also-
you feel,
yeah.
bro.
And also, dog, it was just this past season that passed, dog, and you're already developing your mindset as a growth mindset. You're talking about all the things that you feel like you could have done better at. Not necessarily that you did wrong, but things that you feel like you could have done better at.
Yeah.
And things that you're going to collect data on and that you're going to do differently next year.
Mm-hmm.
That's a growth mindset.
Yeah.
You're not always going to win a championship. You're not always going to have the best season, but there's a next year.
Yes.
There's a next year, and there's a future.
Yeah.
Whether it be you going on to the next level to play college basketball or you going on to do something else, there's always a future in the next part to where you can collect data from and be able to learn and apply.
Yep.
Learn and apply. That's what it looks like you do very well.
I appreciate that, man. I try, bro. I try. I just try to be patient, man. I just try to be, like you said, growth mindset is huge for me, because I'm not perfect, bro, and nor do I think I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy to look at yourself in this light of being like, every coach wants to be the greatest coach, right? And you think you're the greatest coach, but bro, one of my friends has been coaching for over 30 years. I don't know as much as she knows. There's no way. There's no way I know as much as she knows. Through the scenarios that she's been through, the things that she's had to done, the times that she's been through. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and say me and her like we're on the same level. Like, I can't do that. And I give her flowers every single time I talk to her. She won a state championship, Paula. From Stonington.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, congratulations to Stonington.
Yes.
Big congratulations to Stonington girls on winning that
Yep.
state championship for
Yep.
real. And Wyndham Tech. Wyndham Tech won a state championship as well. Wyndham Tech boys. Shout out to them as well. Shout out to
That's the
both
one
teams.
I recorded. But
Was that the Stonington game?
It was it was
at
the
a Wyndham Tech
and
game.
Norwich Tech game
Okay.
that I lost the whole file on.
Yeah.
But yeah, they look dangerous.
Yeah, my man Luke coaches them.
They look dangerous when I went to go watch them.
You know, they winning the state championship. A lot of people have been high on them this year.
Yeah.
And with a couple of their players. So I like it.
Yeah.
I like to see it. Regardless. So what do you think about people moving schools and like people's situations and just trying to find the right situation for them? What advice can you give to people trying to find the right situation by moving schools or even staying at a school?
I feel if you are going to move to a school that isn't in your trajectory, right? So if you're in New London and you say you want to go to Ledger, I feel like you have to do your homework, though. You have to do your homework. You have to make sure that, especially if you're going there, if it's athletically charged that you're going there, you have to understand that it's more than just the athletics. Like, you have to go to school there, which means if it's only basketball you're playing, basketball is 3 months. You still got to be there for 5 more months. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you going to engage into the school environment? How are you going to, socially? How are you going to be socially? Because, even going from New London to Ledger, socially, completely two different
Completely
atmospheres,
different.
right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, me personally, like, how I look at it, if I'm being honest, I think we should stay where we are. But I also am a father now, so I do understand that I want to put my son in the best position to become successful, even if it's maybe not here. So that's a tough one, to be honest with you. But like I said, if I could give any guidance, ask questions.
And that's why I
Ask
said
questions.
I don't think it's a thing to where it's like you should or should not do this. Just like, what's the best advice?
Like I said, ask questions and see if, because that's even a tough one, like, because, you really shouldn't be talking to the coach whether he has a plan for you. Like, that's more of a college question. But, you have to kind of see the layout. Like, say, for example, if my son, right, he gets into high school and it's like, we'll just say basketball. Basketball probably won't be what he's, shooting for, but let's just say basketball. I'm going to see, like, kind of, how soon realistically till he gets on the court. And I look at that as who's ahead of him, seniors, how many seniors are ahead of him at his position? How many juniors are ahead of him at his position? Sophomores or freshmen? How many people do I see that could possibly, be in the way of him playing or getting on the court? And then I also look at it as, is my son good enough to outwork these kids? Because that's another thing people don't really take into perspective. Is your kid good enough? Or are they good enough for you? You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. People look at their kids and they may see something different than what other people see.
Yeah.
Can we be honest about that?
That is a fact. That is
You know
a
what I'm
fact.
saying?
Because
So-
you're hyper focusing on your kid.
Exactly.
You're going to watch every good thing your kid does. And when it comes to a bad thing, it's just like, yeah, well, they do bad things too.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, that's my biggest thing. Like growing up, bro, we didn't think about going to other schools. Like I didn't think about going to any other school. And mind you, it wasn't like, I came into New London High School thinking like, I'm gonna be a starter as a sophomore. I didn't know when I was gonna start. I didn't know when I was gonna get on the court. I knew I was gonna play my ass off and try as hard as I could, which is what I did. Bro, I was 5'2", playing varsity, bro. I played with like the dudes that I played with, it was a big like disparity, right? Like now, like freshmen compared to seniors, there's not a huge parity in between, right? Bro, I felt like our seniors were grown-ass men. Like, I felt like they were grown, 14 years old. Like, I was 14, they're 18 years old. We didn't do the same things.
That's how I
You know
felt,
what I'm
bro.
saying? Like, we didn't do...
Walking in with Jordan Reed and Tyler and them,
Bro.
bro, that's exactly how I felt. I'm like, yo, these dudes are big as shit, bro.
It's a difference.
There's
It's
levels
a
to this.
difference. There's levels to it.
There's levels.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's the same way I came in. So it wasn't like I came in like, I need to be a varsity starter. Because I know I had Rick Siblis up there. Like, Dave, fortunately, Dave was only a year above me, but Dave was on the he was starting.
Oh shit.
Darby was starting that year. You know, we had some really, really good guys in front of me. So it wasn't like, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna be this guy. I was like, I know I'm going to do what I do best. And whatever that does for this team, hey, and fortunately, bro, I was able to come in and play a role that nobody else wanted to fill, which is I had to do the dirty work, bro.
You played in the defense. You making
Yes,
you making the
yes.
extra pass.
Yes.
You diving on the floor.
Yes.
You sitting there. You're helping everybody out on defense. Somebody's man go by him. You're
Yes,
covering
I'm
your
there.
man, covering their man, and still getting back to yours.
And I wasn't afraid of getting that dirty foul either.
you know.
I wasn't. You hit 2 or 3 threes, bro.
That's me too. I'll be on.
We
the bench
changing
for
this shit up a little bit, bro. We changing it.
We had to do
we
something.
changing this shit up. Like, granted,
do
I
something.
don't recommend y'all do that now. But you hit about 2 or 3 threes, bro. I'm flying in the air, okay? And whatever I come down on, bro. Like it's like, bro, I'm trying to block it, but if I happen to fall into you and you get 3 shots, it is what it is. Just know.
It's coming next time.
It's just know you're not going to shoot with that much confidence the next time around. You know what I'm
And
saying?
that's
You're
a
not.
fact.
You
That's
know
a
what I mean?
fact.
And that was my mindset back then. Bro, there was one time, I don't even know why I did it, but I just pushed a kid in the stands. Like, I don't even know why I did it. I don't know if it was like, I'm about to set the tone. I don't even know why I did it, but I was just like, the dude, he was all right. He was like their best player. We was playing against Woodstock. And it might have been, they was probably saying the N-word, all types of stuff.
I wouldn't doubt it.
So we're running down the court. It wasn't like the dude was talking shit to me or nothing. Like, wasn't saying nothing to me. But we're running down the court, and I don't know why I did it, but I just 2 hands.
You had to set the tone.
Yeah,
Set
that's
the
setting the
tone,
tone,
bro.
I'm
Just
about to
set
say,
the
that's setting the
tone.
tone, man.
Set the
That's
tone.
setting the tone.
Let y'all know we crazy.
Yeah, we setting the tone.
I'm crazy.
Y'all might not want to go to war with us today.
It's a little different spirit around here. Yeah, I agree
that's
with
bad.
that.
I'm all for that as a coach. Obviously, I want everyone to be safe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I had a girl this year who watched a lot of my high school film, bro.
She turned into you.
She
like,
watched a
"Coach,
lot of my
you
high
did
school
this
film.
thing."
And it's funny because like she tries to run through the ball like I used to run through the ball. And bro, there's sometimes where you don't get there and you run the guy over.
Yep.
And she would run the girl over and just look at me and go, and I'll go,
Hey.
like, yo.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
you get your foul.
Yeah, that's-
you get your fouls.
Yeah,
Make
that's
them
one
good
foul.
ones.
That's one foul down. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Now you got 4 more. Let's be a little smarter on
Well,
the
why?
next one.
Yeah. Why get a ticky tack? Why get
Yeah,
Why get
don't
it like
get a
an
tick-
accidental
no,
foul,
no.
like an and then possibly get an and one? No, no. If you're gonna foul,
Make it count.
you get a foul. Obviously safely.
Safely,
But if you're gonna
yes,
foul,
yes.
make
We don't
sure
want nobody getting hurt.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh man, it's been a great discussion. Mike, we want to make sure you get out of here. I told you we'd be here for an hour and a half. We've been here longer than that
a little
already,
bit.
and I apologize. But we usually go into. Or Coop, do you have any final questions?
Nah.
You sure? Yeah, we've been here for a little bit.
Yeah,
now.
that's why I want to make
Shoot.
sure Mike get out of here. I don't want him to
Yeah.
be here for too long.
I'm here now.
Yeah, huh?
Man, shit,
Nah.
Big reason why I ain't come on here, man. I ain't comfortable sitting in front of the camera, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
We appreciate you, bro,
Definitely
because
appreciate
you
it, man.
definitely
It's dope.
shared. You shared a lot of your story
Yeah.
with us. You shared gems. You told us the reason, like you've given the reason why you've come back, but you've also let other people know that it's okay to come back.
Yeah.
Especially, growing up in New London, it's always you got to get out of New London.
Bro.
As soon as you get the chance, you got to get out and don't come back. And this city is people say this city is
Crabs in a bucket,
crabs in a
all that
barrel,
mentality.
all that shit, bro. It's just
You wanna know what's crazy how I feel about that, bro? Is that regardless, in every city, small city, big city, there's people with the same mentality about their city. So it's like, all right, boom, I want to live in Miami, right? Because it's beautiful, it's glorious, it's live, it's lit, right? That's where I want to be. Bro, there's people in Miami that hate
Don't wanna be
Miami.
in there at all.
That don't want to be there.
and when you go to Miami and know people in Miami, then you really find that shit out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Straight
saying? Like, and it's like, everybody has that mind. Oh, New London this, New London that. I'm like, bro,
I love this place.
as long as you can get on a plane and go where you want to go, like, or you can do what you want to do, like, this isn't a bad, like, for me, this isn't a bad place.
It's
honestly.
You want
It's
to
a
know who
calm
made me
place.
respect New London?
Who's that?
Outside of him,
Who's that?
your brother-in-law, G.
Yeah?
My man,
Yeah.
y'all, he was New London through and through, and shouts out to G. He probably don't know this, but he was like a big brother to me.
Yeah. Oh, I can
Like,
see
he
that.
was a solid.
G just walk around like a big bro.
Yo, he's
G just walk around like
Sound
a big
like
bro.
one,
Yeah.
look
and I don't
Yeah.
give that props to just anybody.
Yeah.
Like, he was just a solid dude when I worked with him. He was he just used to give me gems. He ain't never really talked down on me. He knew
Yeah.
I wasn't from there. He knew I talked junk about the
Yeah,
area.
yeah.
But he knew London through and
Yeah,
through.
yeah.
But he made me respect the town and things that come out of it. But shouts out to G, man. Yo,
Yeah.
Big
G's-
shout out.
G's
Shouts
super
out to
solid.
G, man. He's definitely like a big brother to me. And I don't say that a lot at all. I do not say that at all. So shout out to G, man.
I was fortunate in my household because my brother, like, he bleeds green and gold. You know what I'm saying? To this day, both of my brothers, they bleed green and gold. Even though they had their own way up, whatnot, but what I mean, like, that was just instilled in me early. You know what I mean? And taking care of your people, bro, like, that's a big thing too. Like, I've been heavy on that, and I love, like, working in the school system. I love being able to see people's kids, and now I get to take care of people's kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, if your son coming to my class, like, I ain't
good.
gonna, he's straight. You
He's
know what I'm saying?
good.
Like, if I call home, it's a problem. First of all,
yeah.
because again, we talked about my patience, right? If I call home, he better be getting in trouble. She better be getting in trouble because I don't
They
call
was
home.
violent.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I felt disrespected today, and you need to know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but for the most part, man, it's just
And that's the cool part because like me not coming from this area. I mean, we going to the school level. I don't have that deep rooted connection to whereas the parents knowing that this teacher is calling me for a reason and they're not like picking on the kid.
yeah.
You know me. I'm in the community.
Yep.
You was raised with me. We
Yep.
went to private school
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
You
And
know I don't want to call you if I don't
that's
have
what I'm
to.
saying.
Come
you know
on.
what I'm saying? So that's dope. And I'm jealous of that. Like people was able to reach out and have those deep rooted and knowing your kid is being looked after. So it is dope. It's a dope thing.
I'll say though, Mike teaches
And
my
Mike-
Mike teaches my little brother right now. Honestly, he's in the back over here, behind set, but he teaches my little brother in school right now. My little brother wasn't doing too well in his class, and he needed to be able to get his grades up to be able to play. And he was trying to be on Mike to get his grades up, and he's like, "Yo, well, the grades ain't up yet. He's not putting the grades. He's not putting the grades in." I'm like, "Yo, I know Mike. I know you were sitting there playing. I know he's told you multiple times during the year to like, yo, get this done, done. And he's not gonna argue with you. He's not gonna yell at you, but you are gonna get the grade you get, and he's gonna take his time putting the grade in, just like I do. I do the same thing. I'll take my
Super petty.
And you want to take your time?
Yep.
I'm gonna take my time. And that's just easy lessons to learn though. And
Yep,
and like I
yep.
know he's good with you,
Yep.
dog. I have no problem with anything. I'll text you, call you,
haven't
but I
found-
know he's good with you,
I
and
haven't
I'm
found one
and I'm
kid.
gonna let him go. I don't reach out to you because I'm gonna let him go through the process
Yeah.
with you because I know, and I'm just gonna enforce it on the other side to where
Yeah.
yes, if you're not doing what you got to do, you're gonna get in trouble, and it's not gonna be Mike's fault.
Yeah.
It will never
Yep.
be Mike's
Yep.
fault because I know him.
Yep.
It will never be Mike's fault. We're not doing this, so it helps.
I have never
it
met
genuinely
a
does.
kid that has smoked with Mike. You know what I'm
As
saying?
soon as- I've had kids
never
try to-
like really not
Dog.
one kid to say, "Yo, I don't like him as a teacher." I've never met not one
Dog.
kid.
I talk a lot of shit though. I ain't gonna lie.
But that's
Talk a lot
what
of
they
shit.
respect too. Look,
Yeah,
man, you
got
just
to.
say you better receive it.
Got to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You better
Yeah.
receive it. And, but a lot of
That's another thing too. You're great with kids joking on you too. That's
Oh,
one thing
yes,
you never have a
yes,
problem with,
yep,
dog. If a kid
yep.
says something to you, dog,
Yep.
you're gonna laugh it off. You're gonna
Yep.
tell them that it was a good joke,
If it was
dog.
funny,
and y'all-
I'm going to laugh. I will hold my stomach laugh if it's a funny joke. And they all know that.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a bad joke, okay, and you caught me on a bad day, I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let you have
you're
it.
gonna get what you came for
I'm gonna
that
let you,
day.
oh, we want a joke? Okay. Now you're going to be the joke for the next 5 minutes.
oh yeah, we didn't even get to do that. Shout out to Benny Dover, man.
Oh,
Oh,
big
yeah,
shout
that's
out,
right.
Benny.
Middle
Shout
school
out.
of the year in
Yeah.
Connecticut, baby.
We got
Yes.
two
Shouts
we got
out,
two
man.
people that work for Benny Dover right
out
here
to Benny
on set
Dover,
right
man.
now.
And a former one. You former,
Oh
bro.
yeah, you know we
You was
family.
part of that culture.
I tried
My
to tell
people.
him,
Part
man,
of
he
that
wasn't
culture, bro.
part of that culture change. So
Yeah,
shout out, man.
That
This
was,
was-
listen, that wasn't easy because I was there before all the changes happened, bro. And it
I don't
was,
see how you did it.
It
I be
was-
asking teachers like, yo, how was y'all doing it?
nah.
Yo, after COVID, like during
was
COVID and
crazy.
after COVID, bro, like right after COVID, it was different.
Sure, when I
it
came
was
there, I was like,
different.
I came from Waterford Country, say from the other spot, so I was comfortable.
Yeah, there was
But
a
it was just like, yo, how did y'all deal with certain situations, getting kicked out? Like, where do they go? Like,
they had kids spitting in teachers' faces,
Wow,
pulling
bro.
masks down and all
Bro,
that
there was-
shit.
Bro, there was like 5 or 6 teachers that quit like the first week
Mm-hmm.
when I first started teaching. That's how I started teaching. 5 teachers quit. It was like, oh, I ain't dealing with this.
That's
shit.
how I started teaching too.
Like straight up, like you know what? Well,
hey, they just put
Yo,
bodies in
Like,
the
I was an
Like,
I was an
bro,
interventionist.
nobody
They was
wanted
like,
it.
They
yo,
was putting bodies in the seats.
you look like you can you, but also it's not just yes, but also me and Mike have degrees too as well. We have
I
you
know,
have
yes,
you have
1000%.
to be put in a teacher position, you have to have the
1000,
credits
yeah.
from college to be able
They
to
ain't paying
do it.
Mr. Watson in
Like,
there.
shut up. But they're not just throwing anybody in y'all things. Trust me, they're not just saying that. But yeah,
But shout out to you too for building
Yes.
that culture, coming in there and just staying your grounds with it. Because before I got there, I could just imagine. I always seen it in the news. I wasn't too informed, but I always seen stuff in the news, and there always
course.
was bad talk,
course.
and things of
To
that
this
sort,
day.
man. But what they gonna say now?
what are they gonna say?
We won a state championship.
What are they gonna say?
we won a state championship academically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
academically.
Academic state
So, you know what I'm
championship.
saying? So yeah, shouts out to people who was there. I've been there for 5 years, but I know it was treacherous for the last I don't even know how
Yeah.
long.
And shout out to you for staying there too, because you could have easily. I know that you could have a teaching job in Ledyard. I know that you easily could, and you stay here for the city, bro. And you are appreciated again.
It's funny.
You're appreciated,
It's
bro.
needed.
It's funny because I'm the type of person, bro. Like I don't want to coach. I don't want to teach no other kids. Like I like my kids. I like my because I always say this: if I can't be myself wherever I'm at, then I don't need to be there.
Dog.
You know what I'm saying? And I can be myself in my classroom in New London.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to change. I don't have to, you know what I mean, code switch. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. I code switch to a degree. I'm not in there cursing or, you know what I'm saying? But I'm able to be myself. I'm able to bring who the person I am.
It's not even coaching. That's just your
Yeah.
professional self.
Exactly.
When you wanna,
Exactly.
when you're trying to relay a message, you should use common
It's
language.
relatable.
That's
Yes.
all.
Yes.
It's relatable.
But I'm able to talk about music. I listen to ratchet music. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real. I listen to Future. I listen, you know what I mean? Lil Wayne's my favorite rapper. Like, so you know what I mean? Like, I don't judge the kids off of what they listen to. You know what I mean? I'm able to like, if you got a recommendation, I'm going to listen to it. I may not like it. I'm going to listen to it though. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of time, like kids just want to be heard. They kind of want,
Yes,
you know what I
they
mean?
do.
So like a relative background for the most part. You know what I'm saying?
They want
Like,
somebody to ask about their day.
yeah,
There's plenty of times kids come into my classroom, and if I'm like moving too fast or something, or just like doing a lot, a kid will literally stop me and be like, "Yo, Mr. Fields, you didn't ask about my day.
Yeah, yep.
You didn't ask about my day." And I'm like, "Yo, you're right. That's my fault. Let me stop what I'm doing right now. Let's talk for a little bit."
Yeah.
Because it's
important, bro.
It's important. They appreciate when you do, and they notice when you do. So
Yep.
if they are telling you that you're not asking about their day, that means that they're used to you asking about their day, and they greatly appreciate it, genuinely. So again, we really appreciate you, bro, for coming. We appreciate you
1000%.
for sticking with the city, man. We just appreciate you for helping build Ledyard up for basketball as well, because good basketball in the ECC is good for everybody.
I agree.
It's good for everybody. It's just like it's like a business. Good business fuels the marketplace. So if you got a lot of good businesses and a lot of the same thing, it becomes a hub, and everybody wants to come there for it. So that's what you're being a great part of. Like, you guys having you and Millsaps in the same league did our league a great justice. It did. And then CJ Parker, you got
CJ
the Stone
gonna be CJ's
dog. You got the
That's a
Stonington
coach's
head.
son, bro.
Yo,
That's a
ooh.
coach's son.
Yes.
He used to sit on the bench when I played, bro.
Keep-
with his,
and yo,
with his little shirt and tie on
not
and shit.
not just keeping
He's like
stats
5.
and stuff
Yes,
too.
keeping stats and all
Keeping
that.
stats and
Bro,
shit.
I remember he gave us like a little a halftime speech. Mind you, we was undefeated this year, but CJ must have been feeling some type of way.
Y'all wasn't being the undefeated team
we
you
wasn't-
thought y'all
yeah, we
was.
wasn't. No.
Yo, I always picture
Bro.
CJ's like quiet mouth.
Bro.
He was.
Yeah,
He was quiet.
Yeah.
But no, I'm talking about, bro, CJ was like 5 or 6. Like, how old is CJ right now? He got to be what?
He's
28 maybe?
3 years younger than me, so he's 20. I'm 32, so he's
Say
29.
29?
Turning 29 this year.
So he's 10 years younger than me. So, yeah, he was 7 then. Because I was 17, so he was 7. On the bench with his little shirt and tie, just dressed like his dad, boy. Second chair, right behind his dad. Second chair, boy. Yeah,
Dog.
sure enough, CJ was on that bench, bro. And and it's crazy because it's like, it's so fire, like, to coach against him now.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because it's also, bro, we both from New London. You know what I mean? We both mentality. We want to win. We going to coach to win.
Yes.
We not coaching to lose.
No,
Like,
you know it.
we did our homework. I know your plays. You know my plays. I know your players. You know my players. You know what I'm saying?
It's peak respect
Yes.
and competition. You
Yes.
can have respect and competition,
yes.
dog. You can,
Yes.
and that's what
That's what
I feel like our coaches that come from New London and are coaching in these other areas. That's what I feel like you guys are doing a great job of displaying right now. You guys are all from New London, and even though you guys are all in different places, it's great competition.
Yes,
and
bro.
it's great competition that is positive too. You guys love the players on the other side. You guys love the coaches on the other side. So it's never any ill will. It's like genuinely smart, great competition. Y'all don't even have to do like all the extra stuff, like all the I don't know. I'm not a big person for the outside noise and
Yeah,
shit and like
yeah.
the students and all that other shit. I like real basketball. I
Yeah.
like real competition. So I like if you're going to be coaches making a game plan and then you guys are going back and forth on your game plans, or like the kids are going back and forth on like figuring each other out.
Yep.
That's the type I like.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, so and that's what you guys do. You and shout out to the girls coach for New London as well, because
Keoka
Dog.
did very, very well this year.
she's dope. She's dope.
So-
And that's what I feel again. And having you and her in the same league as well
did very
does
well
our
this year.
league a service.
And it's crazy because, right, this year, like I said, I didn't have no fire that much until playoffs. Usually, I'm in a position kind of like, even Keoka, she only lost like, 5 regular season games. So it wasn't like she lost a ton. But like, my teams always peak at the end of the year. And that's when it's like the best time to peak because it's like you're going into the playoffs, right? Rather than shit, you just feel like you peaked the whole season and now it's like, where do you go from there? You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, and now granted, you was on an undefeated team, correct?
Yep.
So you guys probably had a lot of just like intrinsic motivation on that team. So it wasn't like
we lost
you-
in the state championship up 17 the year before.
Okay. So I'm assuming Coach Parker didn't really have to get y'all fired up for practice. He didn't have to yell at you guys to run. He didn't have to yell at you guys to do shit. It was just all intrinsic, right? It was all inside of you. You know what I'm saying?
He was yelling at us for taking bad shots, though.
Yeah, I mean,
He'll
Coach
tell us
Parker
that we
gonna
was-
yell.
He gonna
Coach
yell.
Parker, Jay-
He gonna
boy,
yell. Tell you throwing grenades off the backboard.
Listen, bro. I remember, man. Listen.
Oh, can you tell that story about? You
oh,
can finish, but
about
after,
that
can you
one?
tell the story about you dunking and Coach Parker yelling at you because you don't?
Oh no, what I went for a dunk.
You went for a dunk.
I went for a dunk. I went for
Okay.
5 dunks my senior year.
I
I
respect
went
it.
1 for 5, right? And it was the last one that I hit. But
It was on
I
senior night, right?
It was on senior night.
That's fire.
Yeah, I want to say it was like Plainfield. It might have been like Plainfield or Montville or something. Game that we won by like 40, 50 points. I'm like, I'm gonna just show out a little bit. So I was going up for a finger roll, and then I realized how high I was, right? Because I had bounce when I was younger, right? So I was going up for a finger roll, and I was like, damn. So then I just tried to cock that shit back. Boom, hit the back of the backboard, hit the back of the rim, right? Shit flies out, whatever the case. So after the game, Coach Parker, it's like, hey, Mike, you over here, you're 5'0" trying to dunk. Just lay the ball in, son. Just lay the ball in. And I'm like, you probably right, Coach, but if I get the
opportunity.
chance again, I'm doing that shit again. I'm doing it again.
Was the next time
Time
on
that I
senior
said I'm
night?
doing it
Yeah,
again.
The next time was senior
next
night,
one,
okay.
And I told everybody, I was like, yo, I'm dunking tonight, bro. I happened to catch a little fast break. My man Sammy hit me on a little pass. I think I got the tip. I tipped it to Sam. Sam threw that shit down the court. I had like one dude on my inside here. I'm saying, bro, I'm going to the 10th floor, bro. I don't care what else happened. Sure enough, I dunked that shit. And then I just went crazy. My brothers was in the front row, so I'm dapping them up down the court. Like we was acting up. You would have thought I scored mine like 2,000 points, bro.
That's fire.
Yo,
Bro,
no,
that's what it was
Yeah.
about. Like that's what that shit was about. Like that's like that type of environment. Like you can do that back then. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like, oh, I got to dunk, so I'm a wild out. It was like, bro, everybody that was watching that game was proud of that dunk. Like they did that shit. You know what I'm saying? It was like
He's probably jumping
it was,
with
bro,
you.
it was like everybody dunked that shit that day. You know what I'm saying? That's why it was so like memorable because everyone still talks about that. Like everyone can remember that damn dunk because they were there that day. You know what I'm saying?
No.
And it's dope because the
I
dude
hear
that
the
was guarding
stories.
me, he's actually the head coach at Stonington now. I forgot his name, but he's the head basketball coach at Stonington.
Word. I heard they were. I heard they've been doing pretty well this
they were
year.
really good this year.
They got a
They were
talented
good this year.
freshman that I just honestly
Sophomore. Kid
Yeah,
Elijah.
I saw him at honestly, I just saw him at the casino. I walked by the kid and told him straight up like, yo, you the kid from Stonington?
Yeah.
He was like, yeah. I'm like, yo, I'm a fan of you, bro.
He like
keep
6'7"
doing
or
what you're
something
doing.
like that?
Yo, he's
Yeah.
tall. He's tall, can handle.
Yeah.
He does well.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're talking about this song. He got a little brother, bro. That's a freshman.
Really?
He got a little brother that's a freshman, bro.
Oh, okay.
Bro, they're both tall and they both can. Yo,
I'll say less.
dog.
I don't get a chance to watch that much boys basketball, but
Dog, Chuck, yeah, they're good. They're definitely good. Yeah. So we usually end the show with advice to the Jits. Real quick, the Ray Nexus stock market and crypto update for the day. The stock market and crypto is still down like a MF. This is not financial advice, but dog, both markets are down right now. Some of the greatest stocks and greatest cryptocurrencies out right now are what I like to say on sale. On sale. If you look at it as just being in the red, then you're not going to look at it as an opportunity. I look at it as on sale because look at where these companies go and where these stock prices and where these crypto prices go after they're down this much. Please just go do some research, and this is why we always say do your research. Go do some research. Watch where they go after they're down this much, please. And these are very distracting times right now. You're going to be distracted by media. You're going to be distracted by everything that's going on right now. But if you can take a second to look at some financial markets and do a little bit of research, all you need is 5 minutes of research a day, and that over time will be able to put you in good places. But just make sure you do your own research and make sure if you don't, you seek professional financial help from a financial advisor. Again, this is the Ray Nexus. Appreciate you guys, and we'll get back to this interview. So we usually end our podcast with advice for, it could be either just anybody out there, or we usually do young adults.
Okay.
So advice for the gist today.
Don't waste time, man. Don't waste time. And this is mainly towards my athletes out there. Don't waste time. Don't make excuses, because at the end of the day, like, if you work your ass off for something, more than likely you'll attain it. And not work your ass off to your standards. Okay? If you think you're doing too much or doing a lot, you're probably not doing enough. Really, really push yourself. And I always say, like, again, I keep going back to college, whatnot. But my freshman year was like, cool, I had a great summer, right? Sophomore season, now it's like I got to do more than I did last summer, right? So I got to push my body to full exertion.
And you were already a starter,
And I was already a starter, right?
So-
And then junior year, I had to level up even more, right? And then senior year, you level up to your max, right?
Real quick, yeah, please. How do you keep a level of growth and how do you keep a level of growth, that level of growth, while being a starter for 4 years?
Bro, you just want more. It goes from being a starter to now I want to be all conference, or I want to be the reason, we win a conference championship. Because, in football, you win a conference championship. That's like winning a state championship. You know what I'm saying? Or you want to be, the player that makes big plays at the game. And with football, bro, you're lucky if you get 4 big plays a year, 4 big opportunities a season. You want to capitalize on those. You know what I'm saying? It's not like basketball where it's like, yo, you can go out here. Yeah, you have a ton of opportunities. And that's the thing. Like, I feel like our younger individuals, they think they have an enormous amount of opportunities when they don't. It's very finite.
Yes, it
So
is.
you have to be prepared for your opportunity. And the only way you could be prepared for your opportunity is putting in the work. And whatever that means to you. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, what it means to me, work harder than you did yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Get stronger than you were yesterday. Be smarter than you were yesterday. Seek advice from older people who have been where you're trying, or who are where you're trying to go, or who have been where you're trying to go. Because at the end of the day, if you don't know something, then you just don't know it. You have to ask. You have to figure things out. And ChatGPT ain't gonna be able to tell you that. Straight up.
Find a mentor, y'all.
Straight
Please find a mentor and do not duck. And this is gonna be my advice. Don't duck the people that are trying to give you advice. Like, I know sometimes it goes on deaf ears, and eventually the people that are giving advice start to get pushed back by giving advice if it doesn't get taken. But please, dog, just receive advice. Receive it, especially if it's somebody that cares about you, and somebody that isn't gonna bend for anything that you're doing, or they genuinely want the best for you. Just take advice. And even if you don't know if they want the best for you, look at what's going on. Don't just automatically think somebody's a hater or somebody doesn't know what they're talking about. Take it into consideration. You miss a whole lot of game by thinking that somebody's a hater. Coop, you got anything for the day?
Yep.
Oh, you do.
Coach Malloy, baby.
Oh,
from the great Coach Malloy.
You act like forward today.
Discipline is explaining to your brain that you need to sacrifice immediate pleasures for greater rewards in the future. We'll leave it at that, man.
I love that.
Coach Malloy.
I love that.
That's
You know.
smooth. That's
See, I
smooth.
take copyright by Coach Malloy.
We definitely
Ford don't be doing that.
shout out Coach Malloy too. But shout out Mike. Thank you for coming today, yo. This has been a hell of Coach of the Year, man. This has been a hell of an interview. We would definitely appreciate having you back before the season.
Oh, I would love to, bro.
We definitely want to talk about. We excited that. We are already excited no matter what. But yeah, we definitely love to have you back before the season comes. Just to see what you've done to prepare for the offseason, what's been a little bit different, what you've learned, and just how you think your season's gonna go. Definitely talk about that prior to basketball season. We're gonna do more rundowns of
And we
more
be having much more games
basketball.
because we'll be having 2 Xbox goals this
Yeah,
time.
we'll be doing more live
much
games
more
this year.
games.
More live games will be better,
1000%.
more prompt.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we'll definitely be better next year. This year was a new year and a trial run year, and honestly, we got a lot more than a trial run in this year. So it worked out well for us. But again, thank you, Mike. Thank you for being a
Appreciate
pillar
you.
in our community. Thank you for
episode.
pulling up, and dog, we appreciate you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you
We
guys,
appreciate
man.
you.
Thank you guys. It took a little while, but I'm here, man.
No, honestly, I feel
It
like
was
it
worth
worked
the
out
wait.
perfect.
Yeah,
worked
it
out.
definitely
It worked
was.
out
Your accolades just kept rolling up.
Yeah.
More and more accolades. You went and freaking had a 3-loss regular season, and then those two of the losses, you didn't have a healthy team, and then you ended up getting Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
And then you came, and then you've been able to shed light on what you felt like you could have done better this year. Opening up and being vulnerable helps helps so much, because once somebody goes to say something about you, it's just like, oh yeah, you heard me say this shit myself, so now you don't even want to say this shit. So it's again growth mindset. We appreciate you, and I'm still learning from you every day, bro.
Appreciate
every day. But whenever we get out of here, we say when in doubt, keep it a buck. So when in doubt,
Keep it a buck, baby.
Keep it a buck, y'all. Thank you again, Mike.